not just a case. You're not just a client. You're a person, and you deserve support. You deserve simplicity. You deserve communication. When you hire an attorney, you deserve clear, risk-free advice that guides you to the best possible outcome in your injury case. And that's exactly what the advocates have been providing for over 30 years. After your accident, you deserve closure. You deserve compassion. You deserve peace of mind. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, The Monty Show live on Tuesday. Yes, it's only Tuesday, you hooligans. July 15th, 2025. The Monty Show presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com. Time to get back on the back-to-school hype train. You're out there buying your backpacks. You're excited about that new Trapper folder, aren't you? You got the fresh kicks on. Yeah, homeless kids don't have that advantage. The Advocates are partnered with The Road Home, one of the foremost advocacy groups and shelters for homeless kids and really the homeless community. But right now we're focused on homeless kids returning to school with the basic school supplies they need. I talk about this all the time, and I ask you, if it's in your wallet, it's in your heart, please consider making a donation on Venmo. Advocates donations. You know that we firmly believe that every kid should have an opportunity to go to school, stand on equal footing, be confident, feel good about themselves. That's how they learn well. That's how they break the cycle of homelessness, of poverty, of being underprivileged. Right now, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids who don't have that ability, and we have a chance to change that. Make your donations on Venmo. Advocates donations. 100% of that money goes from the Advocates to homeless kids at the Road Home. Hook it up. Do it today. The Advocates at theadvocates.com. The best injury attorneys in the business. Some shout outs to start the show. Let's see. Welcome to the nightmare. Good afternoon, Monty and Jakey Two Shakes.
Sudded. Looking
forward to a great show. Everyone hit the like button. Yes, I'm a terrible YouTuber. Yes, I do not tell people to hit the like button.
Well, you just do the show for clicks. We all know that. I mean,
right.
just,
but as a Pac-12 show, that's all we do.
Right.
And I'm asking you, please hit the like button. If you're watching on X, our show is exploding on the X platform. I really appreciate all the interaction. Everybody that retweets the show. Thank you so much. Lone Snipes Keller, the first one to retweet the show today. Thank you, Lone Snipes Keller on X. Really appreciate that. Get over to X if you have not followed the Showgram on X. The Monty Show, Monty, The Monty Show on Twitter, X. Hello to everybody on our audio podcast, wherever you get your audio podcast, The Monty Show, Monty, The Monty Show, to get your audio podcasts. And of course, on YouTube. Thanks for being here. Give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Drop a comment if you wish. And of course, you could always become a member like Lopes Fan Gabe did 30 months ago.
Bro, 30 Club.
Let's go. Welcome to the 30 Club, Lopes Fan Gabe. Yes, like button, you friggin' casuals. Lopes, always good to see you. Long time listener.
First time commenter.
Not by a stretch. But, you know, I think it is really important to shout guys like Lopes Fan Gabe. Gabe Ledley's been a viewer and supporter of this show back to our days at the crappy radio station in Phoenix. Appreciate that. I just think that without you guys, we couldn't do this show. And I know I don't say that enough. And we get into arguments and everybody cries and takes it personal. And it's never personal, man. It's just sports, which is what I say about Lane Kiffin. So Jake walked in the beautiful office suite of the Monty Show today, ready to go to war over Lane Kiffin. And I don't understand how anybody could not like Lane Kiffin. His girlfriend's hotter than yours. He's richer than you. He goes on the Feinbaum show. Like everything that you've
That's why we have fine mom.
Yeah, everything you've ever desired in this life, right? Lane Kiffin's your guy. Unless your name is Jakey Two Shakes, and then you hate everything about Lane Kiffin. So why do you hate Lane Train?
The unbelievers.
Yeah, why are you a non-believer?
I don't hate him, and I'm not a non-believer.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I think that I like Lane Kiffin a lot more than I like your boy in LA. Certainly. I think Lane Kiffin's going to be.
How did Lincoln Riley become they're broke. It's not my boy.
You've been defending Buddy for years, okay?
Buddy. Yeah, my bad for saying that Lincoln Riley wins football games. My bad.
Well, because he doesn't win enough football games.
Yeah, he doesn't win big games.
Anyway.
I'm going to go Shaq and punch you in the face.
Yeah, I'm going to punch you in the effing face if you bring up Lincoln again, okay?
Wait till we get to that story.
But anyway, I don't dislike Lane Kiffin. I actually think that Lane Kiffin does a really good job for Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss, unfortunately, has found themselves, really through no fault of their own, in my opinion, in this position where they're viewed as like a secondary SEC team. And it's mainly because they play a really hard-ass schedule every year, and they're competing with the likes of Alabama, Georgia, and now Texas in their same conference to get the job done. So when you're competing with those kind of schools, it's going to be difficult to get better prospects and talent than they're already getting. So I think he's doing a phenomenal job. I actually think that he's going to be the next star of college football in the 16-team format, because I think they're going to be in constantly. And I think the first time he gets an opportunity in the college football playoff, he's going to take full advantage of it. So I think he's got a huge opportunity in front of him.
And again, I'm just going to say, before you hear the spite from Lane Train, if you are somebody who believes that 5-11 is better for your conference and you're not named the SEC, you're smoking it. Because the 5-11 format, and I'm just going to warn you right out of the gate, the 5-11 format benefits one conference. That's the SEC. Period. It doesn't give everybody else more opportunity. That's a bunch of hooey. It does not make college football, the college football playoff and the college football, ecosystem a level playing field. That's a bunch of nonsense. If it goes 5-11, I am telling you now, strength of schedule will be the only measure, and that belongs to the SEC. Wholly belongs to the SEC. So everybody who thinks that 5-11 is where it's at, that's not where it's at. But listen to Lane Kiffin wax on about Nick Saban and winning and what it was like to work for Nick Saban.
We won a national championship, and there's 7:30 staff meeting the next morning. I'm like, what are we meeting on at 7:30 the next morning? He's like, we're behind. Because we won the championship, everybody else was recruiting, and we're behind. And I was like, well, what are we doing? But now I look back and be like, that's why he is what he is. That's why he was so great, because it was like the standard never changed no matter what. And then it took me some time to understand too, like when we were winning and playing really well and coaching really well, he was harder on you because he didn't want you to have relief syndrome. Like, oh man, we've made it. And I didn't really understand. Would he call it that relief syndrome? He'd never explained it to us, but it was interesting here. And he said, most people are born with a relief syndrome. He wasn't. He just always had this way of thinking like, hey, you never relax. But most people are. So he went above and beyond to make sure people didn't have that. Like we'd win a game and then he comes in and just like rips us. Yeah. And we're like, man, we played great. Like coach, great. That was because he was guarding against that, because he knew that could happen.
See, now I think Lane Train, hot girlfriend, really good coach, wins a bunch of games, Jackson Dart, the whole thing. But then you listen to him talk about Nick Saban. And I'm a huge believer in when you get to the top of the mountain, that's not when you take your foot off the gas. That's when you floor it.
Nick Saban is a better man than you are.
And I think too many times in this life, we'll get a huge paycheck or we'll do something significant. We'll shoot the lowest round of our golf lives, and then we'll stop practicing as much. We won't work on our putting. Jake got $1 million Ferrari putter today from our friends at TaylorMade Golf. He doesn't work on his putting because now he's got the nicest putter. Who are you? Scotty Scheffler? Yes. Right. But that's what this is about. And so I correlate what Lane Kiffin said to what I always say about the Big 12. And I guess this is the question. If you're a fan of a Big 12 program, and again, I know I've said this for like 3 straight days, outside of Texas Tech, because I think Joey's doing everything that he can do to be the most unbelievable winning coach. He's going to win games, spending the money, all of it. Outside of Joey Maguire, can we really look at any program in this conference? And this includes BYU, Arizona State, and Colorado, who arguably were the three most successful programs in this conference last year. Did they put their foot on the gas because they reached the top of the mountain, or are they coasting down the backside now? And that's a real question. I don't know. BYU without the BYU. I have no idea what that football team's going to look like without Jake Retzlaff under center. No idea. I have no idea what Colorado's going to look like without Shedeur. And so when we talk about the Big 12, and I say this about the Big 10 as well, did Ohio State, who won the national championship, and arguably now you listen at SEC Media Days today, and you start hearing people talking about how, oh man, Ohio State had the toughest road and it could be the greatest championship ever. No, it is Ohio State's national championship, the single greatest national championship we've ever seen this past year.
Program.
Did they take their foot off the gas? No. Who's the number one team in the country? That's right, Ohio State. It's preseason, summer, soccer writers voting on things they've never seen.
Deserved.
Right? Like it exactly. It is well deserved because they re-racked their coaching staff. They re-racked their recruits. They did well in the portal. So you just keep doing this thing, right? And I look at the rest of the Big Ten and I say to myself, boy, I got to tell you, Nico Imaliviava Duvet cover. Is Imaliava a guy where you're like, well, UCLA is shooting for the moon? No, he's not. $4 million that never materialized, right? So I look at the rest of the Big Ten and I look at the Big 12 and I say to myself, Are you on the Saban standard? Are you doing everything you can do? Are you in the office the morning after you win a national championship, having a staff meeting about catching up to the rest of the conference after you just won a national championship? Ohio State was. And that's my point in the Big 12 and the Big 10. And it's why I think there's this hype machine. And hell, you saw Arch Manning today front and center. Is he hype or is he real? Because I think it's a very interesting question about who's the best team in the SEC right now. I have no doubt it's Alabama. I think, and we can sit here and we can go round and round about Kalen DeBoer, and I know all of you hyenas from the Big Ten told me that Alabama sucks and they're never going to win again, and Nick Saban, and I totally get it. Is there a coach on a better run right now than Kalen DeBoer? And I'm including Joey Maguire, and Kalen DeBoer had a hell of a summer, hell of a spring, hell of a winter.
And didn't have a half bad season. Like, I feel like we all sit here and we're like, well, 9-3 is garbage, Monty. Who the hell would want to be 9-3? Oh, I know. Like, basically every Big 12 team. Like, I'm sitting here looking at this and seeing people be like, oh, well, Kalen DeBoer has done a really bad job. There's no way that he could ever be in the same conversation, Morty. And I'm just sitting here saying, dude, this guy came in, he goes 9-3. Most people agree they should have been in the college football playoff, but they weren't. And that's the reality of it. And now what has he done? He's just doubled down, right? He just said, okay, cool. You're going to keep us out this past season. I got to do a better job. I got to go out and I got to get better recruits. I got to take those recruits and I got to develop them and create a system that's more dominant. And we got to be a 10 win plus team. Anything past that, great. But we got to be 10 wins. And I feel like he's put that program in a position to do that. And I do think that the wide receiver talent that you have coming back, one more year matured and several other guys, like, you're in a really good spot.
Kalen DeBoer was asked today about the style that he wants to play and words he wants to use and others to use about his football team. And he said, quote, "I love the word attack, aggressive. That's the way I always want us to be thinking. We want to get after people and have an intensity about us and just continue to always apply." Stupid pop-up ads. I don't need, what is this? Magnesium glycinate.
Some shit happened.
From Nature's Bounty.
Yeah.
On the Monty program.
Yeah.
And just continue to always apply pressure. We have the athletes to do that.
Yes, you do.
I'm telling you, Alabama is going to be a problem. And Kalen DeBoer is going to be a problem. So I say, who's the program outside of Ohio State and the Big Ten? Who's the program that can say that? Maybe Penn State, but we're only saying Penn State because they got a bunch of dudes that are returning. But Drew Aller's still your quarterback. Ask Notre Dame about Drew Aller and how much they fear him. The answer is not at all.
No.
Right? So we start looking at this stuff, and I say to you honestly, this is why I'll continue to preach the greatness of the SEC, because the SEC doesn't take days off. The SEC doesn't have periods of time where they don't have a dominant force, where Georgia's not a dynasty and Bama's not a dynasty. And I agree with you. If it goes 5-11, it's South Carolina's, it's Ole Miss's, it's Texas A&M,
LSU, certainly.
And now, if Texas wins a championship this year, that's a dynasty. Because if they win a championship, you can't tell me Arch isn't coming back. Because you win one, you certainly want two, and that dude does not want for anything, and he certainly doesn't want for money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, that's the narrative. That's the expectation. Does anybody expect UCLA to do anything other than suck this year?
No. Nope. Not even.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really to talk about.
I don't. And that's the hard part about the bar that exists in the SEC. And I know that you guys hate when I wax on about it and you tell me that blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, you look at guys like Lane Kiffin, and if we're not talking about Georgia, Bama, Texas, who I think are clearly the three best teams in that league, and Georgia's a little younger now, and Gomer Pyle starting at quarterback.
Gomer Pyle.
Boys, did you see Gunnar Stockton?
Bro.
Did you guys see Gunnar Stockton
Bro.
at SEC Media Day today? Look, you guys, I'm not somebody who likes to get after people. Okay, that's a lie. I love getting after people. Did you guys see Gunnar Stockton? Because this cat, I don't even know. Gunnar Stockton, is he good? Yes. Gunnar Stockton's good.
He's solid. I wouldn't say he's good yet.
I think he's good. He's not somebody that you need to, he's not somebody that you're going to be worried about, right?
Mm-hmm.
But are you telling me that he is not, and I'm getting this picture of Gomer Pyle, and you guys, I am a jerk. I want you to understand, I am not a nice person. I don't say nice things about people, including your mom. I present to you Gomer Pyle. Okay, so this
is that guy?
This is a picture of Gomer Pyle.
What, is this dude like 40 years old?
Now here's the picture of Gunnar Stockton.
Oh.
Has anybody ever seen them together in the same place?
Who the fuck are you?
Look at Gunnar Stockton. I don't know why Gunnar's picture's in black and white and Gomer Pyle's picture is in color.
Yeah, look at that tie.
You guys.
Hold on. Why doesn't he have an SRT logo on his suit?
Stop. At least he's not wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah.
But tell me he doesn't look like Gomer Pyle.
Certainly. Yeah.
Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, he probably should be wearing a hat like Gomer is.
That's your starting quarterback at Georgia. Okay. I just think the SEC's on a different level. I truly think the SEC's on a different level. And for me, I feel like Gunnar Stockton, good quarterback. And then I go look at a guy like Arch Manning. First of all, comment section. Does Arch Manning win the Heisman Trophy this year?
How does he not?
Well, the odds are against you, right? It's you versus the field.
Yeah, it's your award to lose.
So, but it's Arch Manning's Heisman Trophy to lose.
Yeah.
You're at Texas. You're on the best team in the country. You've got talent.
You're in the SEC.
You got arguably the best offensive coach in the country, in the best football league in the country. Arch Manning, it's yours to lose. Do you think he wins it?
Yeah, I do.
How good do you think he is?
I think he's got the potential to be just as good as Will Howard was, but a better runner. I think he has only played 2 games. Both of those games are against Georgia. So I would hate to see, actually, I should say, I would love to see what he can do against a mediocre SEC team, because that Georgia defense was one of the best defenses he's had in years.
I think that, and ESPN's running this term out today, Arch Madness.
Arch madness.
I'm simple. It's brilliant.
Jesus.
Did you guys see? And I, again, you guys, I think you'll relate to this. I'm a loser. I don't have a life, right? So, I'm working today, building the show, doing sales for the show, all kinds of stuff. Watching SEC Media Day.
Bro.
That's like Greg Sankey. Do you look at the crowd around, or no, that's Kalen. Look at the crowd around, or no. That's a quarterback who's played 2 games. I said, you guys, that's Arch Manning.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
This motherfucker, he's played 2 games. 2 games.
Can
2
you
games.
measure it?
And this homie has a massive crowd around him at
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
SEC Media Day. The hype, can you imagine trying to live up to that hype? Can you imagine? I mean, how much sweat is dripping down your hindquarters right now?
Macaque.
Like, are you kidding? Okay, that's not, I don't know where yours is. Mine's not in my hindquarters. But can you imagine the pressure that dude's under? And it just seems to me like it doesnesn't bother him.
I'm not really sure how they get these opinions. I've only played, 2 games? But I guess that's nice of them to say, but, that doesn't mean anything. Talk is cheap. I got to go prove it.
And he's well-trained?
Dude, brother. Well-trained, well-dressed, He
doesn't crap on the rug. He doesn't chew the furniture.
Yeah.
He doesn't bite the mailman.
I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know if, if he's going to get speeding tickets in the Lamborghini that he's got. But
Dude.
I got to say, and I said this in the vaunted pre-show meeting behind the scenes. I said that this guy is the essence of what a Southern quarterback should be. Right?
You and I both know
Dude.
he had a little Kentucky bourbon in his iced tea at SEC Media Day.
100%.
Right? And he's just chilling.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
He knows the hoes are lined up outside. He's just biding his time.
Yeah, dude.
That wasn't Joe Biden's time. You see what I had meant to say was anyway, the point is,
yeah, he's chill.
Chilling.
What is it saying? Cool as a cucumber?
Got the lemonade on a 98-degree day with 100% humidity. He's not sweating. He's just drinking lemonade.
He's chilling, dude. Wearing the scratchy khakis with the scratchy ass dress shirt and a nice little jacket. Like I'm telling you, the guy, like
it's
when
incredible.
You see it. You know it when you see it. And this guy still has to go on the field and prove it, but he's got the goods, man. And this is why. This is why I talk about, like, you dress well, you play well, dude. You show up to the NFL draft, you look like an idiot. Nobody respects you.
Look good, feel good.
Yeah, like, and this is why I just think that people make it harder than it needs to be. He's doing what he should be doing. He's doing his damn job. Go to the media day, dressed well, awake, prepared to answer questions, prepared to talk about proving it and, being humble and all of that. Just be that guy. And then go out and light it up for like 4,000 yards, dude. Like, go ham. That's all you got to do.
I think he has an opportunity to be and this is a lot. He has the opportunity to be the best quarterback in the history of Texas football if he stays for 2 years. If he wins it this year, he has to win a national championship. Right? To ever live up to the hype. Because the bar is does this guy not have a vice grips on his skull? The bar is
no redos.
Yeah. He's got to win a national championship. If he wins it this year, there's a real good chance he's the greatest quarterback in the history of Texas football. And Vince Young, you name it, he has a chance to be better than
Does he have a bigger moment as a Texas quarterback than Vince Young at USC?
Can you imagine that especially with the Vince Young and the, in the end zone? And
yes,
can you imagine? I don't know. I am not sure what the max capacity of Arch Manning's pants are, but if he wins a national championship, are you kidding me? Are you Jake,
the biggest load that we've seen.
Jake Retzlaff got nothing on Arch Manning if he wins the national championship.
A ding dong.
Right? Can you imagine
the
money?
Max capacity, and dude.
Texas won a national championship.
Oh, well,
Arch Manning's pants are full.
Morty, did you see the Longhorn that Arch Manning has?
I said, goddamn. My sister drove down to Austin and she couldn't even get in the city limits.
Bro.
But can you imagine the lifestyle? If Arch Manning wins a national championship, can you imagine the lifestyle that cat will have? The money, the prestige.
But that's the thing. He's already got it.
But no,
he's
got it. And then he would have it. The next level of Arch Manning. That's the best part about July 15th and SEC Media Day. And we're sitting here talking about it. And again, my bitter ass, what am I going to say? Right? How on earth did he not wind up at Notre Dame? How do we at Notre Dame? I'm being serious. How do we at Notre Dame with God and his kid JC as our biggest boosters? How do we not have a quarterback with any caliber as any quarterback?
It's a wee fence.
How? Well, Monty, Jake Retzlaff talking to the Catholics. Cool, bro. Jake Retzlaff's not good enough. We need an Arch Manning at Notre Dame. That's like, how on earth does Garrett Nussmeier I don't understand it. It is what it is. Travis says topping VY is going to be damn difficult, but if he wins back-to-back national championships,
dude, you're already doing it. Did you see that? Did you see the technique of the horns you just threw up right there? Dude, he's already doing it.
Done. I am fascinated. Scotty Scheffler said something today that I thought was fascinating. If you haven't seen it, I probably should have got the video. My bad. Scotty Scheffler essentially said today, winning is really fun. It only lasts 2 minutes, and I'm not sure why I do it.
What's the point?
What is the point? What's the upside? So I start looking at the pressure that's being applied to a guy who just all he does for a living is wear the name Manning on his back. So right there, the pressure's amazing. Oh, and then you want to be a quarterback. Oh, you suck. You're not Peyton. You're not Eli. You're not your granddad. You just want it all handed to you, right? And then you wind up in Austin and you got to sit behind a guy in Quinn Ewers that nobody wanted in the first place. You play well, but not well enough. He sucks. See, he only can run. Like, it's never going to be good. He won back-to-back national championships. He's a 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. Yeah, could have been better. Vince Young, still better.
What a hack.
I am fascinated by kids like Arch Manning, Shedeur Sanders. If Barry Bonds had a kid, like, I am fascinated by being Michael Jordan's basketball playing son, Bronny James.
LeBronny.
Or excuse me, LeBronto. Like, I am fascinated by LeCap's kid, but Cooper Flagg. The pressure on Cooper Flagg. The pressure on Vicky Wembanyama.
Vicky.
Right? Like, I'm fascinated by that. And then there's Arch Manning, who the expectations and the pressure, I can't reach the top of the screen, but they're off the charts. The pressure to perform. And he's just sitting there again, I'm just saying, as clearly as I can say it, he's just sitting here sipping some iced tea with some whiskey in it.
I'm not really sure how they get these opinions because I've only played 2 games, but I guess that's nice of them to say, but that doesn't mean anything. Talk is cheap. I got to go prove it.
I mean, I am shocked by it.
Yeah, I mean, the guy just has, he's just, the best way to say it is he's prepared, dude. The guy just knows what's on the line. Like, you go, you think about his path and it's like, hey, dude, like, you were a backup for Quinn. Quinn's moved on now, obviously, and now it's your time. And I look at it and I'm just like, dude, like, he's ready. He's been ready. He's been preparing. And that's why I think when people are like, oh, well, Morty, what kind of year can we expect out of Arch? Well, I hope a damn good one. He's been sitting behind Quinn Ewers for 2 seasons?
Yeah.
Like, he should be as prepared as it gets. Like, this guy should be ready. Like, this guy should know the offense. He should know how to read a defense. Like, all of it, 100%. And that's why I expect big things out of this kid. It's not just that his last name is Manning. That gets you to turn the TV on. But when you talk about like actual X's and O's football and being able to play in big games and be that guy, this guy's been preparing for this season his whole life. You have to understand that, man. When you have that last name and you're playing quarterback, like it's a different level of
the pressure,
expectation.
Yeah, the pressure doesn't get to you when you can put pictures like this out.
I mean, the dude's just chilling.
How much swag does this cat have? And this is, I think, again, when we talk about, what Texas football is, isn't that what Texas football is? It's swagger, it's confidence, it's everything that you want. And I just look at the photos, and I see a guy in Steve Sarkisian who I look at Steve Sarkisian and I still think about the alcoholic that got fired at SC.
Yep.
And I say to myself, how do you come back from that? You were the head football coach at USC and you absolutely fell apart as a human. Well, and then you went to work for Nick Saban. So doesn't it all come back around to where we started today? The Saban effect, the Saban impact. And now you look at Steve Sarkisian. And this is a guy.
Look at how good of a job they do of finding the balance between not too tan and not too orange with the suit. It's like the perfect color.
Dude, I'm telling you, Steve Sarkisian's in his element. And I just don't think there's ever going to be a better opportunity for the Texas Longhorns to win a national championship. And I look at it now, and I look at the way that Sark just looks incredibly comfortable. I see the hype around Arch Manning. I see that kid just sipping iced tea with Kentucky whiskey in it. Talking about his
have like Southern quarterback just written all over him,
talking about his granddad texting him Bible verses every day, and
in God's name, image, and likeness.
Well, I don't know where they get all those hype or that list, but it's meaningless. I got to go out and win games.
I've only played in 2 games.
It's unbelievable.
Talk is cheap. I got to prove it.
He doesn't say the wrong things. He doesn't do the wrong things. Because I agree with you. I think this is the life that he's prepared to lead.
Yes.
And you may think that I am knee padding him and, oh, Monty, watch out for that strep throat when you're that deep. Okay, dude, maybe.
Sucking a ding dong.
Maybe that's what I'm doing. And don't forget, this is an SEC show now.
Right, SEC Homer show.
Right?
The biggest load that we've seen.
Right. Dude, I got to cool down when we're talking about Arch Manning.
Bro.
My God. All I'm saying is it feels like everybody not named Georgia, Bama, and Texas.
And Ohio State.
Ohio State. Florida State should be there, but...
That's those 4.
Anybody not named those 4 schools is going to have a tough time winning a championship this year. And I think a lot of it is what we saw at Arch Manning today. Okay, I hesitate to go into the comment section because, Glenn, you're going to do Glenn couldn't help himself. Grow up, Glenn. Grow up. You're not wrong. Arch Manning, Texas quarterback. Oh,
wow.
Really?
Dude, I mean,
I thought he played at Notre Dame.
Bro,
Joseph Leeborough.
I mean, just an incredible take.
Look at
Arch
Shouty.
Manning.
Look at Shouty. Hey, y'all. SEC Media Day. Texas fight. Hook 'em. Appreciate that. Which, I'm here for it. Wow. Bigfoot duck. Look at you.
Well,
Bigfoot duck. I told you yesterday it's a reunion of the old heads.
Notice what he said here.
Morning, boys.
Yeah.
No.
Morning, dude.
First live show in 6 months. Let's go, Bigfoot. Good to see you.
I want to thank me for having no days off.
That's right. Good to see you. But Monty gifts 5 Monty still.
No.
You guys, over. If you don't have a membership at this point, you just got to hit the button, right?
You have a deal.
And Donuts, a member for 24 months. And Donuts and every other golfer on this show. I'm back on the Kirkland golf ball. Working on the iron swing, which has not been ideal lately. But back on the Kirkland golf ball. I legit over the weekend, I played an accidental 9 holes the other day. I was honestly, you guys will laugh your ass off at this. And I say this because Endonut's a golfer. So I don't remember what day it was. Was it Saturday, I think?
Yeah, it would have been Saturday.
I went to my local golf course to go to the driving range because I've really been struggling with irons, honestly. I got into this place where I was dialed. I shot a 74 at Eagle Vale Golf Club several weeks ago now when I was there on a little getaway vacation with Mrs. Monty and I. Irons were dialed and driver was dialed, wedges, putter. It was amazing. And then one day I showed up at
Wasatch.
Yeah, it was probably the round before that at Glenmore. And I just was hozzling everything. Like just one day, completely lost my iron swing.
You're so fucked.
And for 2 weeks, haven't been able to get it back. And then Saturday, I took a week off because I went to Chicago for the 4th of July. Saturday, I went to the range and I had just bought a bucket of balls, a large bucket. And I was about to go grinding. And I'm in the stall right next to the first tee. And I'm stepping up there and I've probably hit 20 balls. And honestly, I'm putting on a show. Like it was, I don't know what happened. Because I had not swung a golf club in literally 10 days. And these guys are like, hey, we're playing a foursome scramble and one of our guys didn't show up. Do you want to play? And I was like, okay. And he's like 9 holes.
How did you not tell me about this, bro?
I did tell you.
No, you did not.
I texted you and I told you, hey, I just had the round of my life. I think I texted you Saturday morning and said I put on a stripe show. So they're like, hey, we need one. It's paid for already. And the guy's like, I'll buy you a token for the bucket. I'm like, nah, it's okay. Step up there, had not swung my driver, had only swung 54, 50 degree and a 7-iron.
Mm-hmm.
And they saw me hitting my 7-iron. And dude, I was hitting it. Step up on that tee, dude, and it was on like Donkey Kong. I hit a drive. I took out a Kirkland red stripe golf ball. And I think it is the furthest drive I've ever hit. It was over the corner. The first tee at this golf course, the driving range is on your left, and usually I try to cut the corner. I cut the corner and went through the fairway on the other side. Like it had to be 320, 330. I was so far that second shot's usually about 290. I was 168 yards from the hole on laser. Wind in my face, pulled out a 7-iron within 4 feet on a beautiful, tapped it in, eagle. It's a par 5, eagle. And it was just on from there. I had one bad swing. It was on the third hole, which is a par 3. And I had pitching wedge. It was too far. And it went off the back of the green. And I took a 4. That was my only bogey, either parred or birdied. And I shot a 35. And it was the best 9 holes. So much so that I texted Jake and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to the range and hit a few more. Because I want to try and lock in.
I didn't realize you had played.
Yeah.
You told me that you hit in your backyard and then you were going to go to the range and then that was it.
No.
I didn't realize you had played.
No. In the round went, I was there, I think 9 holes. I played 9 holes in a little more than an hour and 10 minutes. And it was awesome. It was this little company's scramble golf tournament, 9 holes on a Saturday morning. Amazing. Amazing. I have no idea if they won or not, but I did my part. And
well, what were they saying?
Everybody was like, damn. Like it was one of those rounds of golf where you don't expect to, you know, when you're not playing well.
Yeah, you're walking up there expecting to hit an absolute slice because you haven't swung your driver. That's what you're expecting.
And it never happened. On the 4th hole is one of my favorite drives. It's a blind tee shot into the green, or you hit a 5-iron 200 yards. Bro, I pulled out a mini driver, the secret weapon from PXG. and hit that thing. I had 86 yards left and hit a 54 degree. Short, it was probably the worst wedge shot of the day. Short, made the putt because it was in the same spot, downhill left of the flag. I said to myself, it does not turn right. Flag was in the back, does not turn right, hit the putt, went right in the hole. It was that round of golf. What did I do Sunday morning?
Nothing good.
Hazel Rockets. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
And the first 50 swings on Sunday were fine. We were in my backyard because the course was actually closed. We were in my backyard. I have a whole hitting setup. First 50 swings were fine, probably. After that, forget it. It's over. Sunday night, forget it. It's over. Last night went out, hit about 30 balls, bombs. So, and donuts, there you go. Did Arch receive the preseason award yet? He shouldn't have, but, you know. Big Blue Horses, a member for 20 months. Good God, new clubs are money. Mine, 28 years old, dude. That's why I love PXG. You can get a full bag, and it is cheaper than any other club you're going to buy. If you guys are going to like PGA Superstore, bless them. But if you're going to PGA Superstore and buying a bag, you're foolish. It's not the way to buy golf clubs. It really is not the way to buy golf clubs. So, you know. All right, let's see. Welcome to the nightmare. If you don't have a membership to the show by now, are you even doing life right? No idea.
Not. You're not.
Don't think you are, right? And Kay Sumbry said that. Gundy would absolutely be dumb enough to get Jake Retzlaff, LOL. A lot of people believe he's going there. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. But Monty, guys, I saw 3 or 4 parody accounts on Twitter. Nobody calls it X that say Retzlaff is going to start at your school of choice. Hey, man. I would love Jake Retzlaff at Notre Dame.
Yeah, Jake Retzlaff with JC and his dad. Unbeatable combo.
You know. Big Pun, I think the only Manning who won a national championship was Danny. Could be true. Peyton Manning was an elite college quarterback, right? I mean, Eli, they weren't. I don't remember them being bad. They just weren't great. It was Ole Miss not in their prime, you know. Mapes, does James need to convert Arch to Catholicism to get him a fake girlfriend to transfer to Notre Dame? Could be.
Yes, you did.
Could be.
Yes, you did.
Could be. You know. Buffalo Hunter. But Monty, CJ Carr is Lloyd Card's grandson. Yeah, great.
Man.
We don't have a quarterback. I'm telling you. Because all we need is love, according to JC. Marcus can't count Freeman, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm really worried about Notre Dame. We legit don't have a quarterback. We got guys who can throw the ball, zero experience, right? That's the, you know, but Monty, I've been meaning to get into golf. I was raised in golf, a golf hating household, but I think I'd enjoy it.
Oh, it's a lovely game, dude. It is.
When it's good. When it's bad, dude, it'll end your life when it's bad. It is terrible. Travis, Monty derailing the show with his golf stories. Dude, trust me, you go through. People think I'm kidding. You go through what I went through the last 2 weeks.
Dude.
And you'll be in tears, man. It is.
Bro was talking about quitting the game at one point.
I said I need to take a break. I need to take, because it just, I've had so much going on in my life that I just have not had time to practice. And I'm somebody who usually can't just roll up to a golf course and.
Yeah, unless there's a rando company scramble that happens to ask you to play.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, I'm not even hating. I loved every second of that. And I was not dressed well. I was in shorts and a long sleeve shirt because of the sun. And it was one of the most enjoyable things that I probably have ever done.
Oh, there's nothing like it. That's the thing with golf is when you're the rando single playing with a group of dudes that you've never met in your life and you roll up and start hitting bombs. There's nothing like it, dude. I mean, it's just like when, back in the day when you play pickup basketball to roll out there and be, just bombing. Like, there's nothing like it, man.
And the best part is it felt really good. And I'm not even, you guys will think I'm crazy. It felt really good off that first driver shot when you hit a drive and it's gone. Like you got it. And people are like, the guy said, well, hot damn, let's go. Like, they didn't even, I'm not even kidding you, they did not hit driver. We just walked up and everybody hit my shot. The second best thing was they all shanked their iron shot. I went last. So you know what was in my head.
You got to hit a good shot.
No, I was like, you're going to shank this. Something terrible. Because I haven't hit good irons in 2 weeks. Like,
yeah, you know what's really interesting for you? Like, I think you're right. Like, you said a few times over the last few weeks that you do better when you're playing alone. And I think alone in the sense of like you're just playing either by yourself or with randoms. And I think that might be the case.
I don't know, but it is unquestionable now. I only need 30 swings to warm up, and then I need to go play. Because I get in trouble when I hit 100 iron shots on the range. It almost never goes well. And Jilly has been carrying a clipboard for 42 seasons. She should be ready to throw by now. Not on Notre Dame anymore. Didn't he transfer to Syracuse? Yeah. You know, why not Notre Dame? What would be more Jewish than going for a Mormon program to a Catholic one?
Dude.
Okay. Listen,
chill out, dude.
What I'm telling you is I think it'd be awfully difficult for Notre Dame to sell Jake Retzlaff to that campus because, again, what this girl did to his life can never be undone.
And I think a lot of people are more in your camp than people want to admit. Like, I think the majority of people in the college football world are like, yeah, it doesn't really quite add up. Let's ask Jake what his side of the story is. That's my feeling on it. I don't know how to be factual, but I just think that when you look at the whole, dismissed with prejudice or whatever, and like just how it all went down, like I do think that he's going to have, it's not going to be that difficult for him to find another opportunity, in my opinion.
And I hope that's true because Jake Retzlaff, and I have to believe you all know this, all 1,700 of you watching the show, I have to believe you know this. Jake Retzlaff was accused of a heinous sexual assault.
Yeah.
That he denied fully, unequivocally. And then the case got dismissed with prejudice, mutually dismissed with prejudice, which usually means she didn't have a case. And a lot of legal people say, yeah, he didn't pay a settlement.
This case is empty.
In my experience, he didn't pay a settlement is what a lot of legal minds are saying. And if that's the case, dude, the text messages he has don't lie. He has text messages with this girl. Because remember, and I'm not rehashing the whole thing, but remember, this happened on Thanksgiving night of 2023. He has messages between he and her through February of 2024. So let me get this right. He heinously sexually assaulted you to the point where you were in so much pain you passed out. And you just kept messaging with him? You said you were scared, didn't want to mention his name, but you kept messaging with him all the way through February?
Come on.
When you live in Salt Lake and he lives in Provo, and you didn't say anything about this until the summer of 2025? Come on. It does not math. And I'm not saying she's a liar. None of that. I'm not saying that. So 21 swings per week minimum.
Dude.
I'm saying.
How good, honestly, because when this happened to you, when you were able to hit those shots, like, honestly, how good for you did it feel?
You guys are going to think I'm mental. You will understand this because you've seen me do it. The fifth hole is a par 5.
Yeah. Nice par 5, too, I might add.
I hit a high lofting drive into the wind. I had 210 left to the hole. I was short of a bunker that's in the fairway.
Mm-hmm.
I hit a 4-iron. And I kid you not, I almost started crying. Because it was one of the most beautiful 4-irons I've ever hit. It was a high, tight cut that the pin was in the middle of the green, and you have to hit it far enough that it goes up the slope on the green. And it was within 7 feet. And it was one of those shots where you can watch it the whole way. And you just know it's done. Like, that's how good it felt, because I've been so bad. And I say for so long, but 2 weeks not being able to hit an iron shot is really frustrating.
Yeah.
Like it.
Well, listen, I went back. You didn't tell me you played, and I'm really glad you played well. And I'm glad that you were able to go through that. That's
and
great.
then Sunday, I couldn't hit an iron shot to save my life.
Wow.
Warming up, but who knows? Greg Hill, straight setup. Maybe.
I think you're right. You used to be someone that went to the course an hour early to warm up, and I don't think that's you.
No.
I think if I'm you, I'm getting to the course a half hour early, and I'm taking my time. I'm getting on the range about 20 minutes before the tee time. I'm going to hit,
I'm going
balls.
to hit a 54 degree, a 50 degree, a 9 iron, or a 9 or a 7, and a long iron, 4-wood driver. Done. And that's it. Case summary, Manti Te'o and Jake Retzlaff comment, though. Well, but see,
it was funny, but
it's completely different situations.
Yeah.
How do you compare those two situations?
Yeah, I mean, mainly, the main difference is one person was real and one wasn't.
What I'm trying to figure out is why is that funny though? Like, and I'm not saying like, oh, you're an asshole. I didn't laugh at it. I don't understand. I've heard it a million times. What is the humor in that? Manti Te'o was catfished by a gay man who was parading as a woman, masquerading as a woman. And, then said he was dead. And Jake Retzlaff legitimately did what I assume thousands of 20-year-old guys have done in this country. Allegedly met a girl on Instagram, had a one-night stand, and then forgot all about it until he was accused of sexual assault. Like, I'm trying to figure, and I'm not being a jerk about it. What is the humor in comparing Jake Retzlaff to Manti Te'o? I don't even think they're similar. Are they similar?
They're not really similar. I think the joke is that it's two religious institutions where the girl got the guy in trouble.
Well, there's never a girl with Manti Te'o, but that's just me. Okay. It's okay. Monty talks about golf. Wow. I have your permission, James. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. I was talking to the BYU guys who went up to Utah to smash last night about the show, and never mind. James on the show yesterday said that all the Mormon boys who want to smash go up to Utah. They go to Utah. So they want to be, bad Mormons and have sex and stuff. You know how many comments and DMs and messages I got about that? Thank you. That's something he likes. It does give me time to chart my work. Kay Sumbry says, go Pokes. How are you not a member, Kay?
Yeah, what the hell, dude?
Big Blue Horses, the golf gods give and take. They are prickly like temperamental teenagers, dude. I will just fondly remember I've hit some 4 irons. I hit one when I was playing with you at Glenmore.
Yeah.
Where it's just the most beautiful shot you've ever seen. And then just goes away. No, you're right, Monty. Sextortion isn't funny. My bad. I was just trying to point out at least a similarity. I understand that Manti Te'o is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, in my opinion. All right, the Monty Show presented by our good friends at PrizePicks, PrizePicks.com, the best daily sports fantasy in the business. You guys, if you play daily fantasy, last night's home run derby was amazing.
Dude, I got feelings on the home run derby last night.
You
bro.
do?
Yeah.
You do. You're up in your feelings.
I do, bro.
Because who did it last night? Who did it?
So pissed.
Woo! Who did?
So pissed, dude. So pissed.
With all due respect.
Don't tell me. Huh? Don't tell me that you actually thought the dude known as the Big Dumper was actually going to come through last night.
Okay, I like Cal Raleigh's story. My wife actually was watching Cal Raleigh's home run derby, and she's like, check out that guy's dumper.
Who the fuck are you?
She never said that. But what she said was it was cool that his dad, his Cal Raleigh in the home run derby, the Seattle Mariners catcher with a huge ass.
Who actually is a nice story. Don't come after me.
His dad was pitching, and his 15-year-old brother was catching for the home run derby. It was a great story. He won the home run derby. Everything's cool.
Yeah.
They call him Dumper affectionately because he's got a fat ass. Oh, like it's kind of funny. I hated, first of all, I hated the home run derby. But what I loved was winning on PrizePicks, you guys. I told you last night that the formula on PrizePicks is easy. You want to win Jack on PrizePicks? Open a new PrizePicks account. Use the promo code Monty. Right? You deposit $5. They'll give you $50 more in plays. You deposit $5 to play with. They'll give you 50 more. It's the best daily fantasy promo ever. And Last night, Chaboy.
Yeah.
Chaboy wins 2 of 3. And this is what I love about PrizePicks. My 2 of 3 paid me $45 because Matt Olson, I said
Matty.
450, hit longest home run for Matt Olson, 454 and a half feet. Now on PrizePicks, they say, will his home run be more or less than 454 and a half feet? I took more. It was 460. You guys want to get crazy with me? I had O'Neal Cruz at 21 and a half. I said less. He hit 21. One more home run and I lose. I lost I lost Fat Ass and Byron Buxton. I had 41 and a half home runs more. They only had 37. And I still won $45 on PrizePicks. I'm telling you, it is amazing. Coming up here in about 30 minutes, we'll give you, because it's WNBA night here on the Monty Show.
The dub.
Okay, have you guys heard the Shaquille O'Neal blast? Real quick.
Dude.
This is serious. And if you have not heard this, this is not AI. This is real. Shaquille O'Neal going after RG3 because of Angel Reese. Listen to Shaquille O'Neal threaten RG3's safety.
Tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese. I'm punching your fucking face. Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job. You got your podcast. Leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. Fucking stop it. That's the last time. Okay? Thank you. It's not real hate. If you look around what's going on in this real country, that's hate. This is sports. I'm not supposed to. Dude.
Bro went in.
Did you listen again? This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is a big dude. I remind you when I worked for the Lakers and I was 400 pounds at that time of my life. Shaquille O'Neal picked me up around my waist and spun me around in the Laker locker room. That's how big and strong this dude is. When he says this to you, you should be terrified.
Tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese. I'm punching your fucking face.
Dude. Bro. I want nothing to do with pissing off Shaq. Like, nah, I'm good, dude. I'm going to go ahead and head out.
Dude. How divisive is Angel Reese? I mean, it's, I don't know how you explain it because she's not good at basketball, right? She's not good at basketball. Did you see her inbound pass last night? Come on. But she is a lightning rod. RG3 was going after her about this, the cover of this video game and this monkey head thing. And why are we going after Angel Reese? Well, I know why, because it's Caitlin Clark and nobody will protect her. And I got to protect her. And instantly it's the black female basketball player and the white female basketball player. So now instantly men are choosing sides and thinking, well, which one's hotter, Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark? Oh, well, I'm going to go with that one because we dumb it down to that. And so we wind up saying stupid stuff like RG3, who I don't think, honestly, my opinion is I don't think RG3 hates Angel Reese. I just think he says things to be sensational. And Shaq clearly is emotionally invested in Angel Reese. I don't think there were a lot of people who were like, oh, dude, is he smashing? I don't think it's like that. Yeah, I don't think it's like that. I think it's a mentor-mentee thing. But if Shaq is threatening to punch you in the face, you might want to stop talking about Angel Reese.
Yeah, and I think the big thing here is this all started from the, of course, infamous viral clip, last year when she was like, it's not just about, Caitlin Clark, like, I'm part of this league too. Like, it's not just about her. And, I think the problem is it's a style thing. And I hate to be Gen Z terminology guy, but it is an aura thing, right? Caitlin Clark.
It is an aura thing.
Caitlin Clark has this specialness to her, this sort of, hey, when she's on, you have to watch. And I hate to say this about Angel Reese, but that's just not how it is with Angel Reese. Like, yes, she'll put up numbers and people want to say, oh, well, look at the double doubles and look at what she's doing. But her team is a 6-win team, I think, right now. Like, she's the best player on the worst team. Caitlin Clark is the best player on a competitive team. And
100%.
I just think that I'm not that invested in Angel Reese or, frankly, the WNBA. Like, let's not beat around the bush. I'm not sitting here excited about WNBA season.
But is
with
she
all due
good
respect.
for the WNBA?
Yes, I think she is good for the WNBA. I think that she is
in a different way than Caitlin Clark.
In a much different way, yes.
Right?
I think she's a solid talent. She's never going to be a superstar. She's got a huge brand off the court. But on the court, she's not a superstar caliber player the way Caitlin Clark is, which is fine.
Because the Dream Fever game, isn't it the Atlanta Dream? Which was Friday night's game on July 11th, drew 1.5 million viewers across the entire game and peaked at 1.8 million. It is the number one watched game of the WNBA season on Ion Sports, which is their cable deal. With Ion does a Friday night game. You're getting 2 million people to watch a WNBA game on Ion TV. No, you're not. Angel Reese is not. Caitlin Clark is. That's what Caitlin Clark does. Angel Reese, again, not for nothing. She's not good at basketball. Like, there was a prop for how many months now?
Yes.
Make or miss.
First shot.
Angel Reese making or missing her first shot. And people are making millions of dollars on the talk because they're posting videos of them celebrating their win because she missed her first shot.
Yeah.
She's not good for the league in basketball. But what is Angel Reese? She is, in my opinion, a role model for young black girls in this country who I think absolutely need those role models in sports and life. She's got beautiful hair. She does, get ready with me makeup videos and eyelashes and fashion. And she's got her own shoe line. Like, I think all of that is phenomenal for young women in this country, particularly young black women in this country who can aspire to that. I think she's very good. I think she brings a certain demographic of people who hate on Angel Reese. They still watch WNBA games to hate on her. I think that's really important. So is she good? Is Angel Reese good for the WNBA? Yes. Is she a good basketball player? No, she's not. Has she done as much to grow the game as Caitlin Clark? Stop. We're not even having stupid conversations today.
Yeah.
But if you're attacking her because she's a woman, or be better, right? Like, do better. You do better. It's ridiculous to me. Grad Slacker, what's up, dude? C. Clark should not play WNBA. She's overshadowing the black players and her successes. I think you're joking, but a lot of people say that seriously. You are not helping your case, Jeremiah.
Oh, God.
Okay. What happened here?
Who's he
what
checking?
Happened? Whoa. What are we talking about? Case summary. Go to word timeout. Jeez.
Oh, God.
What happened? Oh, boy. What happened? Case summary said clout chasing can cause harm. Wait, what did you say? I feel Shaq. I watch and always loved RG3. Even went to Austin when Baylor played Texas. But the coonish, are you out of your mind? What do you? Okay, that's probably not the word that I would use. Almost started crying. High and tight cut. Who needs to grow up now, Monty? Exactly. You probably true.
Yeah, Kay, I think you need to chill, bro.
Yeah, Kay Sumbry, go to word timeout, please.
I'm not joking. That's a little too far, bro.
I'm
sorry.
But this is, and again, isn't this the exact example of this conversation? This is what happens when we start talking about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. You'll notice we almost never do it. And why do we almost never do it? Because I think it's a tough conversation to talk about for men in sports. I think it's a tough conversation to talk about women and talk about race.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to have a real world conversation about it. That's not the word I would use. I just sent you a new picture of Manti Te'o's girlfriend on Instagram that I'll never see.
Yeah, that's great, dude. I'm doing the show.
Because I'm not going into my DMs. I don't know why you would send me that. Sam-booish behavior. How about that? No, I think you went probably too far. That is not a difference of opinion. You're a prime example of why history education is important. Yeah, it's a tough word, Kay. And Kay Sumbry's been on this show long enough that I think
there's just no need to
that's
say
a tough
dude. Like,
word
let's
here.
stop being nice about it. Like, there's no need to say that.
Not
it's
a word
way
that I
too
would have
far.
used.
Like I don't know why you're so comfortable using that word. Like I'm not like, it's pretty hard to mess it up on this show, dude. There's only a few rules, honestly. And that, like, not being racist, frankly, is one of those rules. So, you know,
the thing about Clark versus Reese thing is that neither are as complete a player as the other. I think Caitlin Clark is pretty well-rounded. I mean, she's the best passer in the WNBA, arguably the best three-point shooter in the WNBA. She's a really good rebounder for a guard. They don't ask her to do that. Is she big and physical? Certainly not. Do they play the same position? Certainly not.
Well, I would argue that she's incredibly physical at her position. I don't like, she's not on the block, but I think she's physical for her position.
Mike Smith, not a WNBA fan, but thought I read recently that AR recently hit a scoring mark that ranks among other top players. You're talking about double-doubles. She is, without a doubt, when Angel Reese is playing well, kind of like me hitting irons, she looks amazing.
Yeah, she has 2 weeks of garbage play, but then that 1 week is really good.
The problem is you give her an open layup, she's missing that, dude. I'm not even joking. She is missing
Which is part of the reason why she gets double-doubles all the time.
Yeah. Okie Light, Angel Reese is hotter than Caitlin Clark. That's a conversation you're welcome to have with yourself. That's something that I think everybody does, and I hate it. I think at some point, now I'm not even going to, because James is going to start going on about Catholics, and at some point we have to look at women as something other than TNA and other than an object of sex. Like, frankly, I'm not sexualizing Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese. I'm talking about basketball. Like, it's just not, yeah, she's a great athlete. Clark is a defensive liability at times. I would disagree with that. Angel Reese has gotten significantly better. I'm a fan. I think she has improved, but she can't. She is not a, in my opinion, an offensive force on most nights. She's a great rebounder, but I guess I just look at it different, right? Like I guess I just look at it different. All right, the Monty Show. If you are new to the show, if you're on Twitter, please come over to YouTube. Just Google search The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show. Follow us on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. You can also find our audio podcast, The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show. Anywhere you get an audio podcast, just search The Monty Show. And as always, we are presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. Let's come back in 15 seconds and answer the question, should Nick Saban come out of retirement and coach again? The Advocates at theadvocates.com. Anywhere you need it, anytime you need it, 24/7, 365 days a year. If you've been in an accident, if you're somebody that got in a car wreck, if you got hurt at work, listen, if you got attacked by a dog, I told that story about my Uber driver a couple of weeks ago. Her daughter had got attacked by a dog, and the gal said to me, yeah, I never thought about calling a lawyer. And I was like, hey, your daughter's, because her daughter now did not want to be near their family dog, because the neighbor's dog, they left the gate open, and the neighbor's dog had run through an open gate and literally attached to this young girl's arm, bit through the arm to the bone. And the girl is now terrified of dogs and now has this healing thing. She's got this soft cast on, and like, she's got to take, they were worried that the dog had rabies. It just was all kinds of traumatizing. You didn't deserve to go through that. Somebody was reckless. Their dog got out, attacked your daughter. Advocates.com. Let the advocates fight for you. And the best part is it costs you nothing, not a single dime. You never pay out of pocket because you don't pay the advocates unless and until they win your case. All right, let's talk about Nick Saban. Let's talk about Nick Saban coming out of retirement. Do you guys buy that Nick Saban is returning to coaching? I have a really tough time with this. On the McElroy and Kubelik podcast, they were talking to Paul Feinbaum. And Greg McElroy dropped kind of a bomb on old Feinbaum.
I have one more for you, Paul, and this is a little bit out of left field. But the question was asked of me. It's kind of a little bit out of left field as well. Very much in the know person that I have a lot of respect for and have spent a lot of time around and just really, really admire. They seem to think Nick Saban's not done coaching. I had a similar reaction, but he's pretty adamant that he thinks Nick Saban will be coaching again. Do you buy that?
No.
You don't buy that at all.
Nope.
You don't buy that at all.
I don't think that Nick Saban. I just don't know why you would. This is my struggle when dudes come out of retirement after they just retired. It was the Tom Brady thing. That's now the Nick Saban thing. What is it that you're going to do that you already haven't done? Like, you've won national championships. You're regarded as one of the best in the the college football world. One of the best to ever do it. You're a legend. You've got people talking about you every single day when you're not present. Like, I just don't know why it's so. I guess I just don't understand why it's so difficult for Nick Saban to get his ass in his Ferrari, drive to the facility, and consult the team. That's it. Then go play your afternoon 9 and do it again tomorrow.
Well, Paul Feinbaum went on to say he knows people that are friends of Nick Saban's in Florida. They spend a lot of time together. And that Nick Saban is having the time of his life. I do not believe Nick Saban's going to coach again. I understand why he would. I have been around a lot of athletes. I've worked in this business for over 30 years, been around a lot of coaches and a lot of athletes who can't seem to put the fire out. It's really tough to leave the competition behind. And again, I'll go back to Lane Kiffin's bite. Listen to Lane Kiffin talking about Nick Saban. And while you're listening to Kiffin talk about Saban, how fiery and how competitive do you think Nick Saban is?
We won a national championship, and there's 7:30 staff meeting the next morning. I'm like, what are we meeting on at 7:30 the next morning? He's like, we're behind. Because we won the championship, everybody else was recruiting, and we're behind. And I was like, well, what are we doing? But now I look back and be like, that's why he is what he is. That's why he was so great, because it was like the standard never changed no matter what. And then it took me some time to understand too, like when we were winning and playing really well and coaching really well, he was harder on you because he didn't want you to have relief syndrome. Like, oh man, we've made it. And I didn't really understand. Would he call it that, relief syndrome? He'd never explained it to us, but it was interesting to hear. And he said, most people are born with a relief syndrome. He wasn't. He just always had this way of thinking like, hey, you never relax. Like, but most people are. So he went above and beyond to make sure people didn't have that. Like, we'd win a game and then he comes in and just like rips us. Yeah. And we're like, man, we played great. Like, coach, great. That was because he was guarding against that, because he knew that could happen.
How competitive do you think he is? When Nick Saban's career coaching record in 369 games, Nick Saban coached 369 games across Toledo, Michigan State, LSU, and Alabama. Of 369 games, how many do you think he lost? More or less than 100?
Oh, less.
How about 297 wins and 71 losses in his entire career? In 28 years, he lost 71 games. And we're supposed to believe, Nick Saban doesn't have that fire anymore. Are you kidding me? For a guy that has 7 national championships, he doesn't have that fire anymore. 11 SEC titles, 16 SEC West titles. He's not competitive. So I understand where this is coming from. He's 73 years old. Why would Nick Saban come out of retirement? He's a multimillionaire. He has more money than you could ever want. He has, by all accounts, his health and his family. He loves to play golf. He makes obscene money at ESPN. And legit works during the football season, works 7 to 8 hours a week at ESPN. Why would you come out of retirement to deal with NIL and lawsuits and kids and their paychecks? And I'm not doing that. Are you?
Nope.
I'm not doing that. Not at 73. I don't believe it at all. And I think real quick before we get into the comments section on this, you guys, here's the thing that you got to understand. What has he got left to prove? Nothing. I agree with you. Go consult programs. He already is.
Mm-hmm.
He still is on the payroll at Alabama. He has an office at Alabama. Like, why? He's getting everything he wants. Like you see him at NFL camps talking to NFL coaches.
Yeah, I think that's the part that people discount. Like I think people hear that he's retired and they think he's not involved in football anymore. And
You're crazy.
It's like you're out of your mind, dude. I mean, this guy is as involved as he's ever been. He's just not a head coach. It's different.
Yeah, I agree. But Monty says, smash the like button, you casuals. He's been a member for 1 month. Appreciate you, But Monty. Thank you very much for that. Aflac VRBO. I mean, the guy's got everything you want, right? Like when he's telling you how long your showers are. That's a great commercial. The Aflac commercials with Coach Prime, phenomenal. Greg Hill, Nick Saban and NIL don't mix. I don't know if I would say that. I think that
I just think he doesn't have to want to put up with it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Loner Phone, how are you? Nick will help make college football better, but he doesn't have to be a head coach to do that. He's on the presidential committee, Donnie's presidential committee to save football.
Yeah.
Right? Jeremiah Champion, and he's going to go coach at Tech. I wish. Yeah. How about that rumor? Nick Saban's going to Texas Tech.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to head over to West Texas.
We're going to leave the SEC to go to the Big 12.
Nah, bro. John Blackwelder, I heard a rumor that Coach K was coming back too. Are you kidding me? Dude, right? Well, why would you do that? I have no idea why you would do that. To me, it would be, yeah, exactly. Mac Brown all over again. Don't do it, Nick. Bill Belichick. Look at what Bill Belichick's dealing with. Do you want to deal with that? I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, that's some self-inflicted.
Well, some of it is, but she better be self-inflicted on him too.
Stay hard.
And stuff.
And,
should have got on the Cleveland. Shouty, 7-time ring. He's a goat. He is. Yeah, Nick Saban ain't coming back. I agree with that 100%. He's not coming back. Mikkel Schwinger. It's just Brian Kelly haters gaslighting LSU fans. Dude.
Bro, he sucks.
Are you really?
Like,
do you not value your life and the quality of your life? Are you going to come in here and defend Brian Kelly?
What made you decide? Like, you got up today and you were like, "Yeah, I'm going to jump into the comments section on the Monty program."
Today's my last day living on YouTube.
And one of my last things as a YouTube commenter contributor is defending Mr. Family himself, Brian Kelly.
No, but you got to defend him using a fake accent.
Family. Okay. Yeah. Nice job, dude. We all know that was some, fake ass, commenting. So I just
tomfoolery.
Yeah. Like, come on, bro. Like, listen,
he has nothing to prove.
I appreciate the comment, but Brian Kelly has no business being brought up today.
None whatsoever.
Yeah.
None. And I hope.
Now, if Brian Kelly wants to catch some strays for being ass as a head coach at LSU, we can talk about that.
And at Notre Dame,
yeah,
where he screwed all the Catholics.
Wait, didn't he lost to some guy?
Manti Te'o's girlfriend.
He lost to some guy with a
Manti Te'o's girlfriend
with a cursive A on his quarter zip, and some guy named Nick Saban he lost to while he was at Notre Dame. That whole thing. And you're going to sit here and tell us we're hating on Mr. Family. Come on.
Okay. I guess I'll get a free pass on Manti Te'o's girlfriend. San Diego State Glenn, Saban can be the clear line between original NCAA and NIL NCAA. He absolutely could.
But I just don't know if it's that simple. Like, I agree that he can be that go-between, but it's just so much bigger than him now.
Yeah. Oak State James, are you going to choose violence? I can only hope that Oak State fires Gundy and hires Saban. No, you said Gundy should be there for life.
You said he should have been a lifer. and that you always wanted to pull up in your, your S-Box Civic, to the
park
field.
at which you park behind the rectory.
Yeah.
If you guys ever want to kick it, we'll flow.
Yeah. You always roll up behind the rectory at the field and, try to make the best of it. But you want Gundy to be a lifer, and we all know it.
It's been too long since we heard that kick it will flow drop. That's one of the best drops we've ever had on this show.
If you guys ever want to kick it, we'll flow.
That's amazing. That is so Oak State James. He of his whatever that gnarly Bucky's stained goatee thing is, and his Honda Civic in the rectory. It is what it is.
Because it's garbage.
But Monty, no matter how you swing it, Brian Kelly doesn't belong in this conversation.
See what he did there?
Swing it. Swing. And Donuts, Kelly is on the hot seat. I think he is. Kay Sumbry, I would love it if Oak State did that, but only T-Boone Pickens could convince him of that. God, one day you guys will not have Mike, don't call me Van Gundy, on your staff.
You're a homer is the first part.
And he'll be out doing what everybody does after they have a few drinks.
Because it's illegal.
And you won't have to lose football games because of him. Bro, I never defended that guy. Okay. I'm just clarifying.
Listen, you brought up Brian Kelly, bro. We didn't bring him up. So
you brought Satan into the conversation. I did not. Okay. I did not. For all we know, he was the one gaslighting not LSU fans, but Manti Te'o with the fake girlfriend thing. Has anybody asked Brian Kelly if he was involved in that? I don't think so. Is anybody gonna? Man, I hope not. Don't. I cannot keep up with James, who he roots for. James is a TCU fan now. WTF, James. There you go. Oak State James. I do not want Gundy to be a lifer. He already is.
He's committed. He's committed to that drinking life, dude.
He's your old Aunt Edna. She's got Depends on that clearly have been on for like days, and they're malodorous, and she just won't leave your party, right? She won't get back in the Buick and go home.
Present.
She just wants more Jell-O. And she wants the Jell-O that, not like the regular Jell-O you can kind of see through. She wants the Bill Cosby Jell-O.
Right.
With the cream in it and stuff.
The cream in it and stuff.
She wants
the biggest load that we've seen.
Because you got like fruit in the Jell-O and stuff. And it's like a Jell-O casserole, Jello from Bill Cosby. And she just wants more and more of it. And frankly, she doesn't have like a spoon. She's got like a serving spoon. And she's just raking that shit into her face.
I never sucked any ding dongs.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, Edna, you need to go home. And she's like, I am home, MFer. Right? That's who Mike Gundy is. When the Jell-O runs out, you got a shot. But apparently T-Boone could afford a lot of Jell-O.
Bro, you need to go home. I'm already home.
That's right. Hey, Aunt Edna, get on with it.
Hey, Edna.
I need to go to bed. You need to go home. I am home. I am, and you can.
Damn.
At Oaks, San Diego State, Glenn, Jake, I should have said Saban quote is the clear line. Don't come back, Nikki. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Oh God, here we go. Oak State James live from the rectory. RJC, I got my bachelor's degree at Oak State. Nobody cares.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Nobody cares, James. You're a Baylor fan.
Monty. I went to Bucky's and then I pulled up to the rectory.
Listen,
and I got my bachelor's.
I was hungry. So, I thought to myself, I'm going to go fire up the Civic. I dropped it on 14s, right? So I got some low pro 14s out there.
And that really helped my gas mileage, Monty.
Do you guys remember the Spreewell spinners? I put some Spreewell spinners on my Honda Civic.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Yeah.
He fucked up.
And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go to Bucky's. And I happened to see, that TCU purple. It did something to me.
Stay hard.
And I was like, okay, I'm a TCU fan. But then I did a nickel upstate in Kansas City, and I saw this cat playing quarterback at Nebraska. And I was like, how can I not be a Chiefs fan? So let me get this right, James. You're a TCU fan. You're a Baylor fan. You're a Nebraska fan. And you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan. I mean, I'll just keep a ledger from now on.
Don't forget Baylor.
I said Baylor.
Oh, you did? Okay. Just making sure.
Don't forget to keep those Spreewell spinners lubed because they do freeze up a little bit.
I'm unfamiliar with it.
Welcome to the nightmare. James changing his tune again. First, it's about his team he cheers for. Now it's Gundy being fired.
Bodix is playing well.
But don't forget Oak State James. See, this is what happens. James,
hi, this is James. Welcome back.
Say stupid things, win stupid prizes.
You don't always have to be negative.
Oak State James, who's on the record as saying that BYU Mormon boys who want to have sex go up to Utah.
That his wife isn't hot.
And that his wife, James also said his now ex-wife is not hot.
Yay!
I mean, you do you, guy. I'm not giving you marriage advice. He also said that Utah should build an upper deck so they have more BDSM seats, and that would block the mountain view, amongst other things. And now he has said that he is a Ollie Gordon fan, and he's going to win the Heisman Trophy. Then he got a DUI, and instead of, we were all saying that Ollie Gordon should be suspended for the first couple of games, James said he should run stairs.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Ollie Gordon never to be seen again. Then he said that Preston Stone,
stay hard,
who's got a huge left curve in it.
Quote, clean cut.
Yeah, left curve in that thing, like you don't even understand. I mean, listen, whatever. I guess it's not the shape of the boat, but the motion on the ocean. But trust me, according to Oak State James, that thing looks like a boomerang.
Anita Dick and me.
You know, listen, I'm just on this thing now.
Dude.
So boomerang Preston Stone,
boomerang boy,
you know, was going to be the best quarterback in the country last year. Yeah, then he got benched, and yeah, he's never been seen again.
Ain't no reset.
And then just an example of how much of a curse Oak State James' seal of approval is. He said that Jake Retzlaff was going to be the best quarterback in the conference. And then all of a sudden, little Jenny from Salt Lake City starts saying all kinds of shit about Jake Retzlaff, the BY Jew. I don't know what Jake does with his Manischewitz, but I'm not really interested in the details.
No.
Okay, so, you know, James, your word isn't exactly gold around here. You know, I have no idea how I got there, but it's fine. We'll just move on now. Ollie,
the ding dong.
I was not, and I've never done that. Come on, boomerang was funny. Ollie had how many yards last season? 13.
Less than 69.
13. But Monty, we all love Oak State James here. Wouldn't be a Monty show without him. No, because
and by the way, I might add, he's already got his video submission in for Thursday. He's already
does
sent it
he
to
really?
Me. He has, yes.
Okay, now Thursday, you guys know here on the Monty Show. Thursday will be our fundraiser for the Advocates in the Road Home. The Advocates, theadvocates.com. You guys, childhood homelessness is an epidemic in this country. And when you're a kid and you're going back to school and you don't have things like underwear, socks, clothing that looks washed, you don't have a backpack, you don't have pens and paper, you get ridiculed, you get bullied, you're picked on. We have a chance to change that. And listen, if you can donate right now, I'd really appreciate you getting on Venmo. And I'm serious when I say send $5 if you have it. Send $1 million if you have it. Thursday, we'll give away a $100 Amazon gift card on the show. And all you have to do is send Jake a screenshot of your Venmo. After you send it, use the memo section on Venmo to be creative. Now, early entries always get, more deference. So we'll give away Amazon gift cards. But you also, as part of that, you got to do a video. If you really want to win, submit a video to Jake of
60 seconds max
60
length.
seconds or less in stuff, because we do love your videos. Jeremiah Champion, last few days of summer vacation, y'all. I'm sad. Is it already? You just
When
got
do you
married.
Go back? Yeah.
You guys haven't even consummated the marriage yet. You're already going back to school.
By the way, how much did the wedding?
Damn.
How much did the wedding burn a hole in your pocket?
You
dude?
never told us, Jeremiah.
What was the final number, dude?
Now, Jeremiah is a trust fund baby, and don't forget what he's told us now. He drives a Bentley.
Yeah. He called it a Bent.
And yes, and it's got Corinthian leather seats, cashmere wrap steering wheel.
And it's got Starry Night as the ceiling.
Yeah, dude is a baller. And he only works to donate his money to charity, right? He doesn't.
Okay, I thought we were going a different direction with
and,
that.
And stuff. He wears, he wears a three-piece suit.
Yeah.
And he is really hard on his kids. Key and Peele. Okay. But he's such a baller that he afforded a wedding planner and he rented out the largest estate in Dallas.
Oh, I win. Google me.
And it was an estate built with oil money.
Did it have a rectory?
No, but that was later in the night. Anyway, the point is that the nuptial rode up to the front of the house in a horse-drawn carriage, with small, underprivileged, which is to say lesser rich people than peasants, with some peasants dropping manure to feed the flies.
His standards don't matter.
It was really something spectacular. And yet he never told us how much it was. And if I don't at least get some credit for making up one of the best stories ever about what a wedding could look like, the bride and groom rolling up in a horse-drawn carriage with peasants dropping manure to feed the flies. I mean, I should at least get a like for that, bro? Right? Yeah, but Monty, I should at least get a like for saying peasants who drop manure, right? Like that's something that I believe I deserve some credit for that.
Dude.
These people going to heaven.
I'm not going to heaven. It was about 20 grand.
Bruh.
20 grand. And band camp starts Monday. Guy, it's going to be like 130 degrees Monday. I'm the color guard director for 2 programs this year.
I don't know. What is a program?
And what's a color guard? Are you guys the ones that get the kids across the street safely?
Program.
Color
program.
See what I did? Color crossing guard.
That's crossing guard and color guard. And
Dude.
It's a joke. Anyway.
All the hot girls were in color guard in high school.
Facial recognition.
I should probably move on. Jeremiah says that coach's guard on the side. I'm telling you, flute action could be.
Yeah.
Rifles and flags. Jeremiah. Hey, what they did on their honeymoon is none of our business. Okay.
Don't touch me there. That, sir, is my no square.
God, I love this show on some days. All right. Let's go. Let's get into
Nick Saban should not unretire, by the way.
He should not. He should not unretire. There is just no chance. And real quick, because I know a lot of people are watching the show who missed it earlier, Gunnar Stockton is not an attractive human being. And
first of all, dude, can we not get Buddy a hair endorsement? Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole here. Can we not help, dude? Please? Like, please?
I present to you Gunnar Stockton.
Come on, dude.
We built this program on NIL.
I don't want to, but you're here's a retro photo of Gunnar Stockton in his Marine days. How good is it, you guys? Gomer Pyle and Gunnar Stockton.
Mm-hmm.
It is again, I think, the gift that keeps on giving. And the SEC, like when you play football at Georgia, Carson Beck is unattractive. Let's just be honest.
Well,
you're more the judge of that than I am. Carson Beck is not a good-looking dude.
No, he's not.
Gunnar Stockton is
below. He's at Miami.
He's below. Didn't him and his girlfriend break up? Livy Dunn?
No, the
Cavender. Yeah. Gunnar Stockton, that is not an attractive dude. But the fact that he looks just like Gomer Pyle is wildly entertaining to me.
It is.
It is. I love it. I love everything about it.
Yeah.
I made that up. It is mine and mine alone. Feel free to steal it. I love it. But he is no Arch Manning, who I'm to this picture.
Dude.
Jake is famous for sending me pictures of dudes in their awesomeness, such as in like, Bryce at DeChambeau.
First team all live.
Nice driver. Like
you're the whoa. You're the one last hour who said we're running out of airspace in dudes' pants.
Well, we are. And then there's Arch Manning.
That was you, not me.
Right? Then there's Arch Manning. And I'm just like, bro, who are you? Bill Belichick and your nipples? Right? Like, who are you, Con Knipple? Arch Knipple? Right? Like, but
I'm sorry if you're offended by that.
This picture of Arch Manning is everything. How much of a thirst trap is this Arch Manning picture?
Oh, massive.
Like, which is why you sent it to me. This is why you sent it to me.
I mean, there's no question about it.
Jake went out of his way today. So I call, hey, man, check your text message. I sent you a picture. You're going to love it. And it's like, no, I don't love it. Because tell me he's not. What's his hand resting on? Oh,
Monty,
the football.
His inner thigh.
It's resting on his pigskin.
The pigskin.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
My point is, if Gunnar Stockton was playing for Indiana, he would really be Gomer Pyle. Seriously. I'm not kidding. Team Monty really going off, but tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong. Jeremiah, by the way, if any of you you have kids in sports or activities, they need to be drinking water, and more water plus electrolytes. I'm not kidding when I say if you are in the southwest corridor of this country, if you are Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, hell, even here in Utah, certainly Texas, look how hot it is. Look how humid it is in Texas. Look at the floods in Texas. Look at the heat in Texas. Please be careful, you guys. All kidding aside, please be careful. A student passed out in front of me once for not hydrating properly. Make sure your kids understand how important it is to hydrate, seriously. My apartment complex just sent an email banning thongs and banana hammocks. I'm rolling on the floor.
Brother, you just rolled out banana hammocks.
Guy,
The cack.
you got to be better than banana hammocks.
Dude.
I mean,
bro,
grow up. Like, will you mature yourself,
this
please?
This is a family program. We would never make a joke like that. Come on.
Who speaks like that?
Yeah, come on.
You just got back from Thailand and you think you can roll out with like cock holster or something?
I never sucked any ding dongs.
What are you doing? Okay, okay. Old man Gunnar Stockton. I got carried away and it was fun. Gunnar Stockton's not a good looking dude. Real quick in the comment section before we get to how bad the home run derby was, because we do need to talk about that.
Bro comes back from Thailand and is making banana hammock references.
Not what I said, but that'll work. That's fine. Best team in the SEC. Go. Oh, come on. It's got to be Texas.
Yeah, I think you got to go Texas.
Are you telling me? I think
Texas or Bama.
Texas or Alabama.
Yeah.
I think this is the year that Georgia falls off slightly. I say slightly from 1 to like 3. Because they're very young. I think it's some real key positions. Gunnar Stockton. I think Alabama's wildly talented. I just think the development that they do at Texas, I think Texas is the best team, and I'm not sure it's close.
Yeah.
Honest, now again, I think the SEC is absolutely a meat grinder, but looking at Texas's schedule, I think I could see them winning every game. The one tough game I think they have is at Georgia, because that game's going to be in November. It's November week 2. That's the game where you're like, dude, but their schedule, obviously they open at Ohio State.
Yeah.
I think Texas is going to win that game.
What's the date of that game? How long do we have?
August 30th. We have, dude, fall camp opens in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You guys understand we're 6 weeks from football, college football. Like, NFL training camps are open. We're 2 weeks away from fall camp. We are in a position where we just have to make up BS topics for like another 10 to 14 shows.
Clickbaiting.
We have to clickbait for another 10 to 14 shows. And we're good, bro. I could see Texas losing one game.
Right.
No, I didn't say that, Natural. I just talked about yes, college football's almost back.
Yeah, seriously, save us.
At Ohio State, I'm not saying that's not tough, but I think Ohio State, do you know how hard it is to win a national championship like that, have the graduation they have, and then keep a standard high with a new quarterback?
I think what we do know based on last year is that if you're using Texas as an example, when you look at Ohio State is let's say Ohio State does lose that game. that they can still bounce back from that loss because it's the first game of the year.
Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon, right? Like you look at that, like so. I just think it's really smart for these power programs that are competing for national championships to schedule tough opponents in the first 3 weeks, because if you do that, you give yourself some breathing room in case it does go sideways for you. And I just think that there's not a way to measure relevance in the conversation throughout the entire season. And I think, it's just like Florida State and Georgia Tech last year, right? Starting the season in Ireland and, Ireland and having that upset. Like, I think if you're Texas and Ohio State, that's a great way for both of those programs to kick it off.
Texas continues to set the bar for this. And again, I've told you, well, Monty, they only play 8 games in the SEC, those cowards. No. Ohio State won, and then 8 SEC games.
Dude,
that's
play the
9
Sankey clip, bro.
That's 9 P4 games.
Sankey put you guys on some truth yesterday, man. Like,
well, but I think it matters. Does it not matter that they play 9 P4 games?
Yeah, it doesn't even, to me, I think the point of P4 games versus conference games makes it so that the conference game argument just doesn't matter. Because if the SEC is playing, 9 or 10 P4 opponents every year and you're not, they have you in the CFP. They've got you. Like nobody cares if that opponent is an SEC opponent as long as it's a power opponent.
And again, there's a mandate in the SEC.
It is absolutely, fully, 100% correct that in the SEC we play 8 conference games while some others play 9 conference games. Never been a secret. Second, it's also correct that last season, all 16 members of the Southeastern Conference played at least 9 games against what you would label power opponents. We had several that played 10 of their 12 games against power opponents. Some conferences have that, some don't. The same will be true this year. And we have Washington State, and we're obviously transitioning in the Pac-12 that's included in that group. And we again have several of our football teams that have 10 of those power games embedded within their schedule. I don't believe there's anyone looking to swap their conference schedule and its opponents with the opponents played by Southeastern Conference teams in our conference schedule, be it 8 or 9. I handed out a bunch of stats that created a stir in Destin that showed there's a rigor here that is unique.
Bro, when he uses words like what you would call a power opponent, he's going after the people that criticize the SEC. He is simply roasting you, because what he's saying is, I don't care if it's 8 or 9 SEC games. We have a mandate in our league to play a certain amount of power opponents for a reason. So you guys are all sitting here complaining that, the SEC, only plays 8 conference games. But why do you think they're loading up the CFP? And here, let me do you one better for all the Big Ten homers.
That's right.
Oh, the Big Ten won the last 2 national championships. They must be the better conference. Have you looked at how many teams got put in the CFP last year per conference? And by the way, how many teams have been put into the CFP per conference per year on average? Bro, we have graphs. Bro, the SEC supplied us at the spring meetings with graphs and information and pictures based on strength of schedule, how they compare to the other conferences. Don't sit here and tell me that this graph right here doesn't tell the story perfectly clear for you guys. Like, look at this. This is very clean cut, man.
Number of teams outside the top 22 or outside the top 52. That's impressive. Like, you look at, and that's, we go back and forth on this all the time. And I just think that you have to, at some point, understand that the mandate where they're playing 9 games makes a huge difference. And when we start talking about who the best team in the SEC is, if Texas goes to the shoe, much to your point, and I think it's a good one, that's a tough game. The Michigan game, I think, was a letdown, right? I think last year when Texas went to Michigan, I think that was start last year, right? That's disappointing to me because Michigan wasn't very good. But you look at what in Ohio State, beating Ohio State in Columbus, that's a huge win.
Yes.
And then you tack that on to that Georgia game in the second week of November, and you throw in a trip to the swamp at Florida, now I don't expect Florida to be a world beater. And yes, Sam Houston, UTEP, San Jose State, yeah, those are all in there.
They have Ole Miss.
Right? But they have Oklahoma, at Kentucky, at Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Now, I don't expect Mississippi State to be very good. Vanderbilt, at Georgia, Arkansas, Texas A&M.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good schedule, dude.
That's a really good schedule.
Really good schedule.
And you look at Alabama, who I think is arguably the best and no worse than the second best team in this league. And you start saying to yourself, well, but they don't go to Columbus. No, but they do go to Tallahassee, and they do go play Florida State. And I don't care who you are. Florida State looks like they're going to be significantly better. Then it's UL Monroe on the road. So, again, here we go with Alabama, right? Oh, well, Alabama, they only play 8 conference games. At Florida State to start. Week 2 is UL Monroe. Week 3, Big Ten in Tuscaloosa, Wisconsin. Oh, but Monty, they're a bad I don't care. That's a Big Ten team coming to Tuscaloosa. That's called scheduling up. And they go right from those 2 games. How about week 4 at Georgia? Week 5 home for Vandy. Week 6 at Missouri. Week 7 Tennessee. At South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, Eastern Illinois, Iron Bowl on the road. Who among you wants that schedule for your club? Because I don't want that for Notre Dame.
Dude.
But what happens? 9 years out of 10, they'll lose 1 or 2 of those games. And if we're in a 5-11, remember what I opened the show with. And I'm going to say it again right now. If you're one of the people who are like, oh, Monty, we need a 5-11. It's fair. It's balanced. That the hell it is. Because if Alabama is a 2-loss team on that schedule, they're going to the college football playoff in a 16-team.
Dude, you want to talk about the 5-11 and fair and balanced and earning it on the field. Dude, listen to your Mark try to sell the idea that the Big 12 wants to earn it on the field. That the Big 12, they feel that, they can win more games and they expect to be competitive and they expect to have 2 to 3 teams in the college football playoff. Like how many times has Brett Yormark gone on ESPN and done all these hits about 5-11? Like what he's doing without explicitly saying it is he's aligning himself with the SEC and also putting pressure on his own member institutions in the Big 12 to win more games.
He's raising the bar.
Yeah. And I just think that again, people don't like it. And I understand that from a fandom perspective, but you certainly can't deny that the SEC, it is the best conference. You can't, honest to God, sit here and be like, yeah, wow, the Big Ten's just got so much more depth and man, they're just top to bottom a better comp. You can't say that, dude. Like you just can't. And I agree that they have the ability to run the SEC down if schools like SC and Washington and
But look at the Big 12 though. Look at Utah. How many P4 games does Utah have? 10. Right? That matters. And you start looking around this league. I'll give Baylor a hell of a lot of credit. I don't know how many people realize this, but Baylor playing Auburn and SMU 1-2 out of the gate gives them 11. I believe that's 11, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Multiple teams in this conference are playing 11 P4s. And this is why I always talk about Brett Yormark and Greg Sankey talking several times a month. This is why I talk about when you have Greg Sankey at SEC Media Days going off about the 5-11 format, and then you start saying to yourself, well, wait, where have I heard that before?
5-11 is fair. We want to earn it on the field. It might not be the best solution today for the Big 12, given your comments about AQs. But long term, knowing the progress we're making, the investments we're making, it's the right format for us. And I'm doubling down today on 5-11. And I know Jim Phillips will, and I'm sure some of the other conference commissioners will as well.
You better watch what you ask for. But right there, that's why I love Brett Yormark. I mean,
stay hard.
The guy just does not care. He expects his football programs to compete every rep and win.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really important. If you're watching the show On X right now, we have over, what do we have? 6,000 people on Twitter watching the show right now. Come on over to YouTube. Just Google search The Monty Show. Monty, The Monty Show on Google. First thing that comes up, The Monty Show on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up, like the show. Appreciate that. If you're somebody looking for an audio podcast, make sure you search wherever you get your podcast. The Monty Show, Monty, The Monty Show. You can get any audio. You can get us on, again, Spotify, iHeart, Apple, you name it. Find our audio podcast. But come on over to YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow. What are you guys' thoughts on this? Again, I ask, do you believe that a 5-11 format in a 16-team college football playoff, do you think that's good for every power conference? Because I say it absolutely is not. It is a major advantage for the SEC. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Who's the best team in the SEC? Let's get your comments in here. Jeremiah Champion, that coach's guard on the side. Okay. You coach it on the side, which is amazing. Jeremiah blowing his horn at man camp. Okay. Brian Murphy. Brian, what's up? Good to see you, dude. Golf stories are like fishtails. Caught one this long. Well, no, Jake's seen me at my best.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not bloviating, dude.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is just the contrast in play. Like, it's absolutely true that one weekend, like, it's just inconsistent because of the lack of practice. So, like,
it is a game of practice.
It is a game of practice. And the reality is one day you're going to have time where you can go to the range for an hour, 4 to 5 days a week, and dial your swing in and really keep your swing tuned. And I think that people grossly underestimate how difficult it is to do, to play the game well, but within that, like, do the thing you're worst at in golf well when you're not practicing. Like, for me, like, I naturally hit irons really well, and I don't really have to practice them to play reasonably, but my putting usually sucks, or my driver will go, just to crap. Like, it's just, that's just, and that's just part of being it,
But you naturally hit your irons well.
I do naturally hit my irons well. My swing, kind of my natural swing just kind of plays to it, but my natural swing doesn't play to hitting driver, and I'm not a great putter. And
at all.
But
TaylorMade did send you, thank you to our friends at TaylorMade Golf. TaylorMade, and you can grab it right there. TaylorMade sent Jake today a spider putter. The guys at TaylorMade are fantastic. Yeah, there's the head cover right there. It really is a beautiful, beautiful head cover. TaylorMade sent Jake, because we put up a video of Jake putting. This is how funny golf is. We put up a picture of Jake putting a few weeks ago, and the putt wasn't even close. And you guys may know that I am a Jailbird putter, an Odyssey Jailbird guy. I'm a PXG Clubs guy. But we put up this video of Jake putting, and the TaylorMade Golf guy's like, do you want me to send Jake a putter? Because they had sent Jake an R7 quad mini driver,
which, by the way, is fantastic.
It is. You're hitting that very well. So they sent him a spider putter. It arrived today. So,
and I appreciate. What did you say this thing is called? A copper?
Yeah, it's a copperhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful putter.
Yeah,
it is. But the Natural says Carson Beck looks like Timmy from South Park. Oh my God, it's so funny you say that. Here's Carson Beck. Here's Carson Beck. Here's Carson Beck. And here's Carson Beck.
Facial recognition.
I had those pictures ready to go because he does look like Timmy. I think it's hysterical. I love it, but it's fine.
But
Whatever.
yeah, I mean, it's not bloviating. It's true.
Yeah.
I think that, you're lucky that you have natural power. So when you're hitting the ball well, it does perform. It does. And I do think that, without getting too far in the weeds, the Kirkland Red Stripe is one of the best budget balls
right now. It is. I am hitting it further than I'm a TaylorMade golf ball guy as well. I am not a believer in Pro V1s.
The
I think
TP5, in my opinion, is the best golf ball that you can play.
Yeah, I think the Pro V1 is so overpriced. I won't even give it a chance again. But the TaylorMade TP5X, I can hit that ball a mile. But when I'm hitting it well, 320, 330 is easy off the driver because it's smooth and center of the face, and you use a PXG Black Ops driver. Good night. It's over. What's the third option? You have auto bids versus 511. Well, it is what is it? The 4422. And essentially that means you get 4 from the Big Ten, 4 from the SEC. That's 8, 2 from the ACC for 10, 2 from the Big 12 for 12. And then you have 1 from the G5 for 13, Notre Dame for 14, and 2 at-large spots. And obviously that guarantees the SEC and the Big Ten 4 each. So a lot of people are going to say no to that right out of the gate. And I think the reason that Greg Sankey's so willing to barter 9 conference games is because they're already playing 9 P4 games. So it's not a big jump up for that conference. And he knows that he will likely get 4 teams in a 5-11 format. I mean, he knows that's going to happen. So I'm not certain that that's the best thing. Clint says 5-11 is great for everyone besides the Big 12. But
why?
If you're status quo, what is it? One of the things I think we have to be really careful of is to believe that what is happening now is going to happen forever. You cannot tell me that once Mike Gundy gets run out of Stillwater on a rail, they're not going to improve because that'll be one of the best open jobs in college football.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that the money that we are seeing spent in this conference on NIL is not going to raise the bar. You look at what BYU and Texas Tech are spending, those are going to be good football programs, right? Regardless of an honor code. That's going to be a good football program. And we're seeing that. We're seeing the Bansa in basketball, right? Like, so you can't believe that Houston's going to be shitty for all of time in football. That's not going to happen. Because if they are, Willie Fritz isn't going to be there. And I'm telling you, with that basketball program, that football program has to produce. And they have money in Houston, right? Now, what do you want to say about Baylor? Dave Aranda is not a championship football coach. I just don't buy it. I'm looking at Kenny Dillingham. They're not spending gobs of money, but he's got his guys running through a wall, and they're very well coached. I look at Deion spending tons of money, and he has the best staff in the conference. They're going to win games. Like, the status quo is never the status quo because it's ever changing. One recruiting cycle, Colorado, can completely change the fortunes of a team in a conference. Ohio State last year, they don't have Will Howard at quarterback. They're not winning a national championship. If they don't have that defense, if they don't get Caleb Downs from Bama, if they don't recruit, like if Bama doesn't have Ryan Williams, it's one recruiting cycle. For guys like Kalen DeBoer, who's one of the elite coaches in college football, it's one recruiting cycle. But then again, I digress to the damn Catholics. How do we not have a quarterback? Honest to God, ask yourself that question.
Because it's a defensive-minded head coach.
And that might be true. But in a world where money is endless, and apparently the Catholics have a whole crap ton of money, we don't have a quarterback? We couldn't go buy a quarterback. Are you out of your mind? So when I bitch and moan about Notre Dame, how do we not have a quarterback?
Yeah, I think it's as simple as Notre Dame is not viewed as a high octane offensive system. That's why you're not. It's what Utah has suffered from for 20 years. I think, yes, Notre Dame, has had a great attendance rate in the college football playoff, obviously. But I think when you talk about getting top-end quarterback talent, top-end quarterbacks who can sling it really don't want to play for defensive-minded head coaches. They want to play for head coaches who have a great defensive coordinator but are offensive-minded at heart.
Right.
And I think that's what Marcus Freeman struggles with. Now that's not to say that Freeman sucks, because he doesn't, clearly. The idea that this guy, loses to Ohio State on the goal line with 10 guys on the field, only to then back that up with, hey, we're going to get all the way to the national championship game, without a quarterback and really with a running back on one leg. is absolutely ridiculous. And I think that it was everyone like who was like, oh, this is a crazy loss. How did they lose by this much? What the hell? Like, I don't even think it was that surprising, dude. You're playing the best team in the country, who's pretty much the best team in the country in all three phases, and you're basically really good in one phase, and you have a guy in Riley Leonard who could run a quarterback. Like, I just don't think it's a massive indictment on Marcus Freeman, but I do think it's an indictment on Notre Dame that they can't get top-end quarterback talent because they're unwilling to go and get a head coach that is the best of the best and clearly runs a high-octane offense.
And I just think that everybody defaulted into Riley Leonard's amazing, what a great recruiting win for Notre Dame, and it never was. It never was. And I'm going to say, again, Drew Aller's not a great recruiting win. He's not a great quarterback. Drew Aller's not a championship quarterback.
But what do people say about Riley Leonard, though? Because I agree,
he's got heart. He plays hard, Ronnie.
And when I say people, I think obviously Notre Dame fans, excluding yourself because you were never a Riley Leonard guy, but most Notre Dame fans that I know and see, and then like your average Joe college football beat writer who's uninformed on Notre Dame said, oh, this kid has heart. This kid wears it on his sleeve. Like, he's a great leader of men, which, again, I don't even disagree with.
I don't disagree with that
at all.
He's a
great leader of guys. From that standpoint, great quarterback. But when you talk about winning national championships, it can't just be that you're a great leader anymore, man. It's not good enough to have a noodle arm quarterback who's a phenomenal speaker with a dozer of a back behind him as an offense. That's not good enough.
You can get away in college with a guy who can throw fly balls to Great House 3-4 times a game. But when you run into elite defenses like Ohio State, they're not going to give you fly balls 3-4 times a game. You're going to get one shot, which is what we saw in the national championship game. It's why Drew Aller flamed out against Notre Dame, because our defense was elite.
Yeah.
Right. But how does this offense, with a Heisman Trophy caliber running back, one of the best offensive lines, good, not great wide receivers, although that talent is certainly higher now, and an elite all-world defense, not have a quarterback? How is that possible? I'll never understand it. And we don't have a single proven quarterback. BYU at least gets away with not having a proven quarterback. Well, you had one in Jake Retzlaff until the wheels fell off. Notre Dame never had one. Never. And the guy in Steve Angeli that everybody anointed the next great quarterback, he transferred to Syracuse. So was he ever the next great quarterback? Probably not. Probably not. John Hamm, hello. The thing that should worry the Big 12 is just not recent history, but go back as far as you want, and the schools don't have a great history. Oak State was bad before Gundy, so no guarantee after he leaves. There's too much money now. There's too much money now, in my opinion. And I feel like you have to, if you're at Oak State, oh, wow. And I heard this might be true today, and I was trying to confirm it. Oh, this is a big, big deal. This is a big, big deal. Boy, you wish. I'm going to say again, the Pac-12 and the Mountain West should have merged. The Pac-12 and the Mountain West and the departing Mountain West schools could not reach a resolution over the $150 million in ethics fees and poaching penalties. They made a joint filing Tuesday with the court, and it appears the leagues are headed to a trial. Lawyers win again. This is a huge deal. I just will continue to go back, and I will say this over and over and over again. Nobody wins when this goes to trial. I don't care who the ultimate outcome is. Because now you're going to pay lawyers. And in the Pac-12, you have spent a lifetime paying lawyers. And the Pac-12 fans are going to say, good. We're going to trial and we're going to win. You're not going to win. Let's say the verdict does go your way. You're not going to win.
Yeah, I was going to say my first reaction to seeing this, because frankly, I'm shocked to see this. I cannot believe that the Pac-12, or the Mountain West would allow this to go to court. But I think, number one, this speaks to the vitriol between the two. I don't think that the Pac-12 has ever been interested in working something out. And I think that this also speaks to Gloria Nevarez's ability to, as a cool kid say, stand on business. I think that this clearly said that the Mountain West has stood firm and said, "Hey, you signed a piece of paper that stipulated certain exit fees and payments and monies due to the Mountain West if you poach schools, and you don't want to pay that now." So I think that this is a clear sign that the Pac-12 somehow has come to the thought or the conclusion that they have enough evidence to win in court, and they've been stubborn through the mediation process. And honest to God, because I know everyone says, "Oh, well, you guys hate the Pac-12." I actually don't hate the Pac-12
at all.
This, in my opinion, is one of the saddest days in Pac-12 history, because in my opinion, based on the evidence and based on what we know to be true, you're going to go to court, you're going to lose, and I think you are going to struggle to survive if you lose this case, because you are going to have to pay the full weight of those fees. And at some point, you're going to have to, hear the music, as they say. You're going to have to come full with it. You're going to have to pay those fees, and you're going to have to figure out how to survive. And I don't know how that works unless you were to bring in private equity or to somehow become flush with cash to make these payments not a big deal. Withstanding that, that's the only way that you're going to be able to get out of this. So I actually think that this is really sad to see. And I think the Pac-12 is in more danger now than they've ever been of not surviving, because of how much of a financial hit you will take if you lose this case. And, for the Mountain West, I think you didn't have a choice. I think the Mountain West was put in a position to where, you were never going to acquiesce on the contract the Pac-12 signed. It didn't do you any good. And ultimately, you've added GCU here in the last 2 weeks or so. And now you're in a place where you're going to try to finish this fight, and we'll see how it shakes out.
Ooh, and I can tell you, a Mountain West administrator, an administrator at a Mountain West University, is saying the Pac-12's tenor and tone changed dramatically after we made the GCU announcement. But let's be honest, we were never making a deal in the first place. There was never a genuine desire to settle from one side. And I'm not talking about the Mountain West.
That's what I mean.
So there it appears, and again, take that as a grain of salt. That is from an administrator at a Mountain West University. And that's almost what you would expect, isn't it? That the Mountain West may have felt like there was acrimony the entire time, and then the Pac-12 felt like the breaking point came when they added GCU to the league early, which tells me they never wanted to settle in the first place.
I mean, you guys understand, we're talking about $150 million plus in exit fees and poaching fees combined.
Yeah.
This isn't some small amount of money. So I don't know, man. I think that I
this
don't know,
is a terrible outcome.
Yeah. I'm sitting here and listen, if we want to be nice, we can say take it with a grain of salt. I agree. That's one person's opinion. Totally understand. But throughout this conversation, I've always said the Pac-12 does not have just an endless amount of money here. You don't have, what are you going to do? Put a payment plan together? If you lose this case, I'm trying to think of the options. Because in my opinion, the Pac-12 has way more to lose here than the Mountain West. The Pac-12 is the one on the hook for the fees, not the Mountain West. So if you're the Mountain West, you're sitting here saying, hey, you signed a document. We're happy to take you to court if you don't want to make a deal. We're trying to make a deal. You don't want to make a deal. Now you're getting all pissy with us, allegedly, over the GCU adding, in the Boise State athletic director being all pissed about it. I think that Pac-12 fan wants to say, hey, we're out of the woods. Everything's good. We're going to get this massive TV deal. We're all set. And I just don't see it that way. And I don't say that from a place of hating on the Pac-12. I say that from a place of genuine concern about the conference, regardless of my feelings toward the leadership of the conference. This conference is in my opinion, in danger.
I don't know how you afford this if you're the Pac-12. I don't know how you afford this if you're the Mountain West. I don't know. I mean, you look at the acrimony between the two, and I can only tell you multiple texts coming in from sources around college football. We never expected to settle. They just never got into the conversation fully. I mean, if that's indeed the case, that the Pac-12 was never in the conversation fully, I mean, what were you even doing here? What was the point?
Listen to this side of the Pac-12 statement. Ross Dellinger just tweeting the Pac-12's statement. The Pac-12 remains committed to moving forward with legal action in response to the Mountain West's attempt to impose so-called poaching penalties. Provisions we believe are unlawful and intended to obstruct our ability to act in the best interest of our student athletes and member institutions. We are confident in the strength of our position and remain focused on upholding the academic excellence, athletic success, and proud tradition of the Pac-12. So your take is that the poaching penalties and provisions are unlawful because they're intended to obstruct your ability to
interference of commerce.
Like what?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is incredibly difficult to win that case. I've talked to a lot of business lawyers, a lot of contract lawyers. I've told you I've talked to people in and outside of both conferences. And the main argument is, well, the Pac-12 knowingly signed a scheduling agreement that had a poaching provision in it. And I'll go back, and I think we still have the Gloria Navarez bite when she was on the show, where we talked about regret. Here's Gloria Navarez talking about that scheduling agreement. Do you regret it? Do you regret taking that step? Do you regret having those conversations with the Pac-12?
Not at all, because without that scheduling agreement, we wouldn't have the protections that we had that helped keep the league together.
Boy, that's a heck of a perspective. I give you a lot of credit for that, because it would have been easy right there to say, yeah, I regret it. I wish we hadn't done it. Yeah, it would have been easy for her to say that. And I just think when you look at, the way that business was done, I think it's incredibly pragmatic that she signed that put that province in there and the Pac-12 signed it, because the only way the Pac-12 gets out of that is if there was duress, and they knowingly signed it. And again, the Pac-12 and their mouthpieces have been saying, well, it's an invalid contract. We knew that when we signed it. That's why we signed it. Well, there's also a good faith basis when you sign a contract. And if you knowingly signed a contract without a good faith effort to execute the terms of that contract, you're in breach of that contract. And when you have a provision in there that says you'll pay X amount of dollars if you poach our schools, and you sign that contract, you're going to pay X amount of dollars. And the richest part of this, and this is what I've always struggled with these universities, and this is my biggest problem with J.D. Wicker and Adela Della Torre at San Diego State. They're terrible business people, in my opinion. The only reason the Mountain West amended their contracts and their rules, if you will, is because of the way that San Diego State tried to leave the conference to go to the Pac-12. The Pac-12 melts down, and then they denied they ever tried to leave the conference. You sent a letter per the bylaws of the Mountain West to the commissioner and all of the presidents in the league saying we're leaving for the pro rata we deserve, and then tried to deny that. So because of that, you guys all remember that, the bylaws in the Mountain West were revised. Who revised those bylaws? I don't know, people like Boise State, San Diego State, Colorado State, Fresno State, Utah State. They all played a role in revising and then executing them. They put that on paper. They memorialized it. Everybody agreed to it. And now when you want to leave the conference with San Diego State, all of a sudden those exit fees are somehow reprehensible and terrible. And, well, you're the one who agreed to it. And the only reason that she had to agree to it is because of what San Diego State did way back when the Pac-12 melted down. And now you want to say, well, we're gonna leave you high and dry and not pay those poaching fees. Well, you're going to pay poaching fees. Well, we're not going to pay the exit fees. Okay, tell me the basis. Tell me the basis where you can go to court and make the argument that those poaching fees are illegal or somehow not righteous when you're the one that wrote them. You wrote them. And now you're going to spend money on lawyers because you wanted to try and kill the Mountain West. And you thought you were getting UNLV, who, again, and I with all due respect to Pac-12 fans, who continue to tweet at me about how, oh, UNLV is going to leave the Pac-12. They're leaving for the Pac-12. They're leaving. They signed a grant of rights, a new grant of rights, a long-form grant of rights, as everybody in the Mountain West has. And again, I will say, how can you be upset that the Mountain West is doing business after you were off the board? What are they supposed to do? Just stand around and wait and then die? Oh, that's what you want them to do. And now that they didn't do what you wanted them to do, now you want to go back to court and you want to sue and you, come on. This is stupidity. This is the Pac-12 paying lawyers. Do you guys understand that they set a record for legal fees by a conference? Do you guys understand that's how much money we're talking about? Nobody is going to win this lawsuit. There will be somebody declared a winner. And my guess is this settles. That's my guess. Never goes in front of a judge. But there will be a winner and there will be a loser. On paper, they won, they lost. Everybody's going to lose here. The only person not losing, the attorneys, because they're getting paid. But if you're the Pac-12, hey, how much pressure is there to finish up that media rights distribution deal? How much pressure is there now if you're the Mountain West to get a new TV deal done? And don't forget, Mountain West Media Days are coming up here. And we'll submit a request to get Gloria on the show again. Commissioner Navarez from the Mountain West. We've asked Teresa Gould and Merton Hanks multiple times to come on the show from the Pac-12. They've declined. But make no mistake about it. And you remember I said this July 15th. Nobody's winning this lawsuit. Because the money that you are going to pay, lawyers, do you know how hard it's going to be to dig out of that hole for the Pac-12? I need to know the CBS money now, because the lion's share of your media rights deal, especially if you're paying the production cost on some of this or all of this, the lion's share of that money is now going to lawyers. So my question is, is the Pac-12 financially viable if they go to court on this and lose and have to pay those poaching fees and exit fees? Because people close to that situation have told me it's going to be really difficult financially if we don't get out of the poaching fees. And I reported this on the show. People in the Pac-12 universe believe that if they don't get out of those poaching fees, they're going to have a very difficult time making money for the next 3 to 5 years. Because they still have legal fees. They still have to pay production costs related to their broadcasts. Like, they're not making money. They're not doing branding deals. They're kind of just twisting. And what does this do? All this does is elongate the process. Do you think this is going to trial tomorrow? No. This will go to trial in 2026, if ever, and I don't think it will ever go to trial. I think there will be a settlement. Everybody talks tough until you got to go make your case in front of a judge.
I.e. Michigan.
Everybody talks tough. So I think this is really tragic for Pac-12 and Mountain West fans. Because, yeah, Eric, they should have just merged.
I agree.
They should have just merged.
And I do, again, we'll look back on this, Eric. Good point. We'll look back on this in, I don't know, 3 years probably, I would guess. And we'll sit here and we'll say, like, let's say in 3 years, the Pac-12 doesn't exist as an example. We'll look back on this and say, yep, your pride killed the Pac-12. Your pride and your look down your nose mentality killed your conference.
And all 8,000 of you watching the show right now, answer this question. Do you believe that either one of these conferences can somehow consistently get to the college football playoff in the next 3 to 5 years?
Do you believe?
I have no doubt. They're both very strong basketball conferences. But if basketball is 20% of your media rights deal, bro, you got to go to the college football playoff a la Boise last year. But is there anybody in this watching this show? And again, all 8,000 of you, 8,080 of you watching this show right now. Does any of you believe that either one of these conferences will thrive? Because every day that this doesn't settle, I think the hill gets steeper to climb.
Oh, and I think what's the other important factor here? Like, one of these people is getting paid either way. One of these conferences is getting paid either way. The only question is how much that money is going to be, right? Because we all agree with that, right? Like we're all on the same page that at some level, whether that be 100%, 50%, like I don't know what it'll wind up being. But the Mountain West is going to get paid. And we're just squabbling over how much that's going to be. So again, I just sit here and I say, I agree with you. Every day that goes by, you're just elongating the process to paying your way out of this.
You're making the business of college athletics much more expensive and more difficult.
Yes.
Because opportunities shrink. Now you're penny pinching. Right? You look at this story about USC. Did anybody see the USC thing? And what was it? $2 billion, I think. That in a letter to faculty, you guys want to talk about, and I think the economy plays a major role in every conversation we have about sports. And I think when we start talking about what the reality of life is, if USC is struggling to the tune of $200 million, what do you think the Mountain West and the Pac-12 schools are doing? Now, the budgets are different, but it all spends the same. And the truth is, the money at the G5 level is significantly less than the Pac-12, old Pac-12 USC, and now Big Ten USC.
Mm-hmm.
Big Ten making a lot more money at USC for media rights deals, all of that. And they have a $200 million deficit. And now Sue Kim, the president, is saying that there is going to be painful changes ahead at SC. Are we really having a conversation about how much is too much to pay lawyers?
Are we really having a conversation about USC canceling athletic sports, like sports in their athletic department?
God damn it. It's not athletics that's got a $200 million deficit, bro. Look at you have such a bone over this. Did he say USC interim president Byung Soo Kim warned of painful changes for the university due to an unsustainable deficit? Do you really think that they're talking about athletics? I'm sure athletics obviously plays a role in it.
Yeah, but USC athletics is also one of your leading revenue generators.
And I'm going to say that USC football is not operating at a deficit. It's not their travel costs. It's the problem, dude.
Yeah.
They are in, I think USC is one of the most poorly managed universities on the West Coast. So I would say that's the bigger problem, James. How did they not settle? Because I don't think the Pac-12 ever wanted to settle. My firm opinion has been for several months. They just want to drag it out. They're hoping to drag the Mountain West down. I don't think in my opinion, I don't believe they ever made a good faith basis to settle. And then when GCU was added to the conference and they had their petulant little meltdown in Boise and they threatened to sue, I'm going to say that was the lever they needed to pull to exit mediation and say we're done. Now, nobody at the Mountain West has told me that. And obviously I've asked the Mountain West Conference for comment, but it's very interesting. Texas State, $400 million versus Michigan, $13.2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different way of doing business. It's a different way of doing business. Joseph Harper, I'm surprised any college program can survive with the cost of stuff here in California. It's wild. It is really expensive. USC is going to stop being a university and just be a sports business. Well, they also have an incredible medical school. They also have an incredible
I don't think
theater program and drama program and movies.
USC education's not going anywhere, dude.
No. But what happens when you need to cut budgets at a university? Yeah, how's that water polo program that not existing anymore? That's what's going to happen. Has Oak State looked at USC's 26th class? They definitely don't have money problems. Yeah. Have you? I wish people could understand. Oak State, James, has a constant
stay hard
for travel with, he was talking about how Stanford and Cal were going to join the Pac-12.
It's an erection.
Because, oh my God, they can't travel that. What? You ever heard of Stanford's endowment? They're not hurting for money, man. It's not that USC is broke because Lincoln Riley's got to travel further. That's not how business is done. Athletics in college sports operate as a different entity than the university. When does that get you in trouble? When Arizona is taking the cash flow out of their bank account, like their daily bank account. They're like, hey man, I need new jock straps. All right, let me go to the ATM. Like that's when Arizona got in their $240 million hole. Right. So, Patrick Roybal. What's up, Patrick? Good to see you. With my wife, a Cal alum, it makes us feel warm and cozy that the two Judas schools are struggling financially. UCLA is not well off either. There is no doubt about that. I mean, I think when you look at UCLA and USC is not struggling financially in academics, but I think it's very difficult. Like Cal Berkeley financially is in a hole. There's no question about it. Memorial Stadium alone.
Right.
And, Roybal, that. Like the Memorial Stadium project was an absolute disaster. And it's, it's tough to be in the business of education. USC being a private school is what's killing it. Look at UCLA. Their opposite athletic is what killing UCLA, especially the Rose Bowlies. Jesus, the Rose Bowl's a wreck for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wreck for them. I think, in my opinion, I think that this situation with the Mountain West and the Pac-12 it's a tragedy, man. And it continues this narrative that I have on the Pac-12. It never had to happen. This whole conversation never had to happen. The Pac-12 should have taken a $30 to $40 million per school deal and gone on about their business.
Sunset, dude.
Gone on about they had that deal. And they didn't want to do it.
And it was a proper deal. Like,
should have taken less money to get Pac-12 Network on DirecTV. Wouldn't do it. Should have gone to YouTube TV and talked to YouTube. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. And I feel like it's nothing short of a disaster that the Pac-12 should still be a power conference with Oregon and Oregon State, Washington and Washington State. With all of them, man, it just should never have happened.
Totally agree.
And this continues that tragedy because this conference, and I don't care if you are the most ardent supporter of the Pac-12, these legal fees are absolutely 1,000-pound weight strapped to your balls, dude. Like that's as plainly as I can put it. This is killing you. And it's just year after year. Every year, the Pac-12 has a major lawsuit. Every year, they're paying legal fees. They're suing themselves. They're suing other people. They're causing situations to get themselves sued. They're repaying Comcast. It just keeps going. And when does it stop? If you're the Pac-12, when does it stop? Stadium Guy James, yes, Eric, USC has a really good 26 recruiting class. One of their own linemen, 6'8". Yes. They have arguably the best 2026 recruiting class, if not the best. Pierre Gatling, USC is losing money from USC health system. Yes, it is. That's why I said USC is not, and I think a lot of people forget this, USC is not a football program. It is a massive institution of Los Angeles. And you have to find a way to better do you know how many boosters at USC I know who are friends of mine who tell me all the time, probably weekly, we just don't have management. We spend money on stupid stuff. And I agree, you need more names on buildings to pay for those programs. The one thing that Utah does, Rice Eccles, Rice Eccles, Eccles, Rice Eccles. Names
yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Oh, Donkey Field. Like there's a name on every arena, every building, every storeroom. The Jimmy Popcorn storeroom where we keep mops. Right? Like they have a name on everything. You've got to do that these days, whether you want to or not. Incompetent management making decisions based on your ego is not good business sense.
Nope.
It is not. And as a Utah fan, you know that. You should still be in the Pac-12. And it should be the best power football conference in the country because it almost was. ACC legal fees have caused major isolation of Florida State and UNC and Clemson. And again, I'm just going to ask the Pac-12, when's the last time you saw a conference sue a conference or a team sue a conference that goes to court and somebody wins? No, never. Never. Nobody ever wins in those cases. Nobody ever wins. All right. Your comments. Love everybody watching. If you're on Twitter, please come over to YouTube. Find us, The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show. The link is in our bio here on Twitter. Click, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Real quick before we get to dating at Disney, Jake, do you ever watch Fox Sports 1?
No. And I think this whole situation about them, firing Joy Taylor and, moving on from all the Emmanuel Acho show is now moved on. I think that it's much like the USC thing. At some point you have to become profitable. And I know that we've talked about this several times on the show, and we always have this conversation, but it kind of came back around when, I believe it was yesterday. Yesterday Fox announced that, Joy Taylor was gone and Acho was gone and all they were getting rid of 3 shows and downsizing. And I think it just speaks to the fact that nobody or a very small section of people, watch Fox Sports for the talking head show content. And the problem is I hate to say this, but ESPN for talking head shows has the top talent. And so when you're Fox and you're picking from the pool of secondary talent, I don't mind Emmanuel Acho, but okay, cool. All right, sweet. Joy Taylor, not really on my radar. She was only on my radar because of that lawsuit they were dealing with a former employee making all those allegations. I don't even listen to Cowherd regularly, rarely. In fact, the Cowherd content that I consume is basically on X when he says some crazy stuff about LeBron or Jera or whoever he's hating on that day. So I just think that no, I don't ever watch Fox Sports. I don't watch Fox Sports 1, and I certainly don't watch Fox for talking head shows. Now, if you said, hey, 10 years ago, did you look forward to Joe Buck calling baseball games on Fox? You're damn right I did. Do I watch Fox every Sunday in the football season? Absolutely. But I'm watching for the football and the baseball, not for mediocre ass drama-filled takes that I just don't resonate with. And I think that is why Fox has struggled, because they just don't have the talent to deliver a take that resonates with people.
And not to continue the negativity. I truly do not mean to do that on the Pac-12, but just talking to some other sources involved in the situation, there was serious. I am told they are seriously thinking about this lawsuit as it relates to GCU. They were serious. It was quote, "It was not an empty threat. Somehow, some way, Grand Canyon University pissed off the Pac-12 so bad they decided it was time to move on." You're telling me for real, multiple sources now are in that situation are telling me that the GCU addition to the Mountain West a year early pissed you off so badly that this is why you are going to sue, and you're seriously thinking about suing over the GCU edition? This hurts my brain, dude. This hurts my brain. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. Real quick before we get to FS1, why do you care about GCU joining the conference a year early? Why is that somehow a breach of contract and dishonesty and ethics? What do you expect the Mountain West to do? Sit still and do nothing? What? You're so pissed about GCU that allegedly you were done with the Mountain West at that point. Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense. This is one of the stupidest things I have ever heard. That's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. That you're so upset about GCU joining the Mountain West a year early as a non-football playing member that you just can't. I can't even. This is really stupid business.
Yeah.
If that is true, if in fact it is the case that the Pac-12's breaking point was GCU joining the Mountain West a year early, are you that scared of Grand Canyon? You're that worried about Grand Canyon taking your spot in the NCAA tournament that you have to rewrite a couple of schedules? Come on now. Come on. This is ridiculous. No. This is ridiculous. If you're just tuning into the show, by the way, I need to shout out San Diego State Glenn. As the Monty Show is, as always, presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com. We are raising money for homeless kids through the road home. Thursday, we will do another $1,000 push. Let's start right now because Glenn, my bad, excuse me. Glenn makes a donation of $25 to the Advocates. Advocates donations on Venmo. 100% of that goes to the homeless kids we're trying to raise money to give homeless kids school supplies. Things, and I mean basics. We're not talking about the nicest backpack, we're talking about a backpack. Things we take for granted. Like, oh, well, yeah, it's my backpack. What? Homeless kids don't have a backpack. Homeless kids don't have underwear and socks. Homeless kids don't have clean clothes, right? They're not getting a new haircut to go back to school. The road home helps them do that. And the Advocates raise money every year. We have done it on the show for the last, 5 years now, where we raise money this time of year for homeless kids to have school supplies. School starts in several weeks here. Let's do it right now. If you have it in your heart and you have it in your wallet, and I mean $5, $10, $100, Advocates donations on Venmo, 100% of your donation goes right to the road home to help homeless kids get back to school with the gear that they need on a rudimentary level: pens, pencils, paper, calculators, backpacks, the cost of books, let alone the ability to eat lunch at school or have food at school, right? Like, we're talking about school supplies. Make it happen. Please, we are trying to raise $1,000 by the end of the show on Thursday. We'll have a major push on the show Thursday. Hit it on Venmo right now. Advocates donations. The only thing I watch Fox Sports for, or sports on Fox, is live sports.
Yeah.
Occasionally Major League Baseball. They don't do golf anymore. I mean, really, what do we watch on Fox?
Football.
College football and the NFL. That is what it is. Do they still do baseball?
Occasionally.
My baseball, and did anybody see that ESPN is back in on the Sunday Night Baseball package?
No, MLB doesn't want anything to do with ESPN.
Yeah, I think that Fox Sports for the longest time, and I used to work at Fox Sports in all candor. I was a producer on the Jim Rome show, The Last Word with Jim Rome. It was always try hard. We were never able to, with things like the National Sports Report, Best Damn Sports Show, we were never able to break through. Jim Rome was really the only guy who was ever able to make headlines consistently as a talking head show. Some of the names, like, I forgot Craig Carton worked at Fox. Never saw that show. Saw that show. They hired one of the guys from The Score in Chicago, Danny Parkins. Not one time did I ever see him on Fox Sports, because I don't watch. I do not watch. And it is really difficult when you are somebody trying to compete with ESPN. Now, I retweeted somebody today who said, I remember a day when you could turn on ESPN and not see Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
And Pat said some things at the All-Star game over the last few days that pissed people off. That network is entirely Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee, and I think it's terrible for them.
Yes.
You need SportsCenter to be an event, right? You need SportsCenter to be something special again, because shows like the ones that like Joy Taylor.
Neat.
I agree. The only thing I knew her for was the lawsuit. I never watched unmatched, or I can't even remember what it was called.
She should have stayed as the second voice on Cowherd's show. She was great at that. She made her name doing that.
Reading the news.
Like that was her deal. And she should have stayed there. I understand aspiring to grow, and I appreciate that about Joy, but I just don't think that I honestly believe, and I guess we're uniquely qualified to talk about this, but I honestly believe that people think no matter you're doing a show nationally on ESPN or Fox or wherever, I don't care what the platform or outlet is. You have to do compelling content.
Yes, you do.
And if you're not going to do compelling content, and if you're not going to come ready to make a compelling / educated, well-rounded take, then you're not going to make it. And I also think that networks really struggle with the concept of cohesiveness between their hosts. Like, I even struggle with like Greeny on Get Up. I like Greeny a lot. I like Dan Orlovsky a lot. But there are a lot of times where you're just throwing randos on that show, and I'm like, dude, these people have no cohesiveness. You've got one guy filling in for Greeny because Greeny does like a million things at ESPN. Right. And you're just like, hey, what do you think of this guy? What do you think of that? Like, we're not talking. It's one guy posing a question, and the other two are just answering questions. And I'm not here for that. I have too many other, like, we're sitting here texting today, arguing about YouTuber Grant Horvat not playing in a PGA Tour event because he can't film for his YouTube channel. I'm more interested in that story and that conversation than I am in anything Get Up has to say, or anything that what is it, Pardon My Take, or whatever it is with Stephen A. Like I'm not here for it, bro. And that's what I think networks don't get. The only difference is ESPN has the luxury of being ESPN.
Yeah, and I think that, the Grant Horvat thing is exactly right, because who is Grant Horvat? He's a YouTube golfer.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't hear the story, Grant Horvat was invited to the Barracuda, which is a golf tournament every year on the PGA Tour. He asked the PGA Tour if he could film every shot of his tournament. They said no, because they have to protect their TV partners. So Grant said, okay, well, then I can't play in the tournament. To which I said, that's exactly right, Grant, because you know who you are. Your bread is buttered. He makes his money on YouTube creating golf content. And if you're not a golf fan, you probably don't know. It really is one of those things where you struggle to find guys like Grant Horvat who takes a dump on YouTube and he does 2 million views.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're Grant Horvat, you're not gonna go play in a golf tournament where you don't make any money, because you're not going to win that tournament, right? He probably could make the cut. He's not probably ready to win a golf tournament. That would cost him hundreds of thousands of dollars by not making content and then playing in that tournament and not being able to make content for probably 2 weeks. It's a mistake. And I think he handled it well. I understand why the PGA Tour couldn't do it. But my point in all of this is no 2 million people are watching anything on Fox.
No.
But they are on YouTube. And it's what Fox has never understood. Nobody watches what their streaming app is. I don't even know I think Fox Sports Go. I've never seen it. Never watched it. Don't need to watch Fox NFL because I get the Sunday ticket. But do I have to watch ESPN, the NFL on ESPN? Do I have to watch? Yes, because it's Monday Night Football. Do I have to watch Sunday Night Football on NBC? Yeah, I do. So I'm watching NBC. I'm watching ESPN.
Amazon.
Right? I'm watching Thursday Night Football on Amazon. Nobody has to watch Fox specifically. So it is what it is. Kim Coulter, I sent 100 to the advocates for y'all. Jake, can you confirm? Wow. Hey, let's go.
Dude.
Let's go. Really appreciate that. Yeah, we'll look at it.
Give me 1 sec. I'll pull it up.
We'll confirm it. Make sure it's legitimate. But Kim, you always support our efforts. I really appreciate that. And it matters, you guys, when you think about being a 12-year-old kid that doesn't have a backpack, right? Like it's something that that matters. We're able to.
It is confirmed.
We're able to make a difference in their lives. Thank you, Kim. I really appreciate that. It is something where we're able to make a difference in their lives, man. And I think it's one of those things where you look at Glenn making a donation. I just really appreciate that. And it matters to me because when you look at all of the people that benefit from the money that you guys don't, and I mean this so sincerely. If you have $5, if you have $10, if you have $100, every penny of that goes to a kid having underwear, having socks, having shoes, having clothes that don't smell, that aren't ripped, that aren't dirty because they can't get their clothes washed and they only have one pair of jeans. Can you imagine if a kid's had one pair of jeans for how many months that he gets 2 new pairs of jeans? Can you imagine what that would mean to that kid to have his own backpack with his own school supplies in there? Like it's life-changing. So I really appreciate all of you who donate on Venmo. Thursday, again, by the end of the show Thursday, we always are aiming for $1,000. I really appreciate that. And if you can help chip that away today, again, there's 10,000 of you. Today has been a monster show. There's 10,000 of you watching the show right now between YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you so much for being here. To be at 10,000 on a day like this with tons of breaking news is huge. All of you, please come over to YouTube. If you are watching on Twitter, the link to our YouTube channel is in the bio right here on our channel. Please come over, hit the subscribe button, give us a like. That really helps the channel grow. Also, what turns me off about the Pat McAfee show is how he flip-flops. I remember him years ago strongly criticizing and calling Rob Manfred a stooge of the year. Now he's handshaking the guy.
Yep.
Because Pat McAfee is an interloper. He's a guy that he will tell Ryan Smith what a great owner he is, even though he damn well knows Ryan Smith doesn't pay money to his teams in Utah, doesn't spend on payroll. He'll tell anybody anything to ingratiate himself with them. He quite literally, in my opinion, knee pads dude on his show every day. And it doesn't matter if a year ago, Rob Manfred's done a terrible job as the commissioner of baseball. I mean, he's done a very poor job. To sit there and, to do that stuff, come on. It's brutal. Big Blue Horses, Fox Sports Act 3 shows they can't seem to find something that works. It's rough, dude, because nobody is going to watch. They need a transform. They needed a Pat McAfee.
What they need to do is get a show that's a little bit younger than Cowherd, and they need to go all in on that show, meaning they need a full social media push. They need to do a full campaign. Yeah. And that show needs to be good. It needs to be like, and you can speak on this, but like it needs to be fully staffed. I need like 3-4 people constantly looking for topics, constantly looking for stuff to talk about, constantly building like it needs to be water.
The problem is they missed on Pat McAfee. Fox Sports should have let Cowherd go back to ESPN, and they should have gone all in and thrown every dime they had at Pat McAfee. The problem is I think Fox doesn't manage people well. So if you'd have put Pat McAfee on Fox Sports, he's already not loved at ESPN. I think it would have been a wreck because they don't manage people. Yeah. ESPN at least has the hammer of, hey, you're on our platforms. We've made you the single biggest sports talk show in the history of the genre. Behave. Right? Like, and he still doesn't always behave. But what's he do? He'll go do live shows at the All-Star game. Right? He'll go do live shows from Tahoe. He'll go do the Combine.
Right.
It's easy. It fits. Fox Sports doesn't have a Pat McAfee. And I don't know who that is. And honest to God, if I were Fox, I'd be chasing a guy like Grant Horvat.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be chasing the Bryan brothers.
Yeah, they have to sort of reinvent what they're doing because Talking Head is not working.
But you're in business with Live Golf.
Mm-hmm.
FS1 now is the home of Live Golf. You don't even know that. But Live Golf is on FS1. Go all in. Bring millions of viewers. Bring millions of viewers to Fox. That's what you need. They'll trip and fall on Colin Cowherd. Right? That's what you need. Because ESPN's got Talking Head shows. Whether you like Stephen A. Smith or not, apparently people watch because he's $1 billion guy there now. It's not rocket science, but if you're a programmer at Fox, it apparently is more difficult than people think it is. By the way, Kim, I just noticed, thank you for the $5. I do appreciate that. How was your trip? Didn't you go to Florida? I thought you were in Florida. I could be wrong about that. But thank you. San Diego State is having a Bay Area alumni event later this week. I will definitely be attending and asking a few questions. You should. You absolutely should. Another thing that doesn't help is how many testosterone commercials I see on FS1. But I am not even joking. You take what you can get. Because you're not getting what ESPN gets because you don't have the carriage or the viewership.
And the ad market's not good right now.
Trust me. Dry. Yeah, I know. Right? Like you look at that. Will not watch ESPN too political. Well, it depends on what you call political. I think ESPN has made some mistakes in the past with the politics. And I think very clearly that has stopped. All right. Before we leave today, you're going to Disney to get laid? Is that what I'm hearing? There is now a single rider dating app where singles can go hook up on rides at Disney and meet new people.
Yeah, and it's specifically aimed at Disney adults, people who are over 18, who are single,
you guys,
and going to a Disney park. And the idea is that, hey, you're going to a Disney park alone. Let's connect you to other people in line who are also single, and you guys can link up. Like, come on, bro.
Why?
What happened to organically, like hitting on someone at the Tiki Torch Lounge, or like at Star Wars Land? What happened to organically meeting someone and, just doing it that way? I understand everybody and their mom is on their phones now and nobody wants to talk and we all have to do everything through an app. But I mean, I gotta say, as someone who's been to a Disney park before, like, people are generally in a pretty good mood. It's not hard to meet people at a Disney park, dude. Like, come on.
Okay. Now, maybe because I'm not a Disney adult and maybe because I'm married. Does that sound hot to you?
Yeah, it sounds sweaty.
Hoping to meet my Princess Leia or my Chewbacca today.
Do you know what that's like these days?
I got on the single rider app, and let me tell you something. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And I don't, again, I've been married for too long. Maybe I just don't get it. Is this something where you would be like, oh, I'm going to check that out?
Let's ride.
Because then don't you have to buy a Disney pass? Right? Hey, in order to register on the single rider app, we'll need to see your Disney annual pass.
We show up.
And the only way to get on the first page of singles is to have a parking upgrade.
Bruh.
Right?
I guess.
And if you have a picture of your mouse ears hat, what are we doing? And I listen, Disney is cool for folks. I'm not a Disney guy. But if you're a Disney dude or a Disney chick, I don't have a problem with that. But it feels a little thirsty if you're having to go to singlerider.com.
So hard. Like, dude, like, is it beyond us to compliment someone while you're standing in line? If the opportunity presents itself, like, is it, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Because again, let's not forget, there are days at Disneyland, World, whatever resort under the Disney umbrella you're at where you're standing in line for like an hour.
Feels desperate. Oh, look at that. Ferris Khan back on the show. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is the GOAT of dark rides. Okay. He says, I got COVID at Disneyland last year. That and a coffee mug were my souvenirs. Oh my God. Never mind that.
The coronavirus.
Isn't that the palace of COVID? Like,
everybody gets a test.
Germ sharing, Disneyland. Oh my God. The stadium guy, James, why not? You have to wait 30 minutes to an hour to ride a ride. You might as well have someone interesting to talk to.
Well, listen, I mean, as someone who's an expert in saying your wife isn't hot and, all of that, like, maybe we should take his opinion seriously on this.
Ruthless. Okay. I've got friends of mine texting me, asking me if I've played the Big Daddy Magic video of the day yet. Do I
you have a video of the day?
Do I have? I do. I have the nude swimming pool video.
Oh God, dude, bro.
Did Big?
I just thought that you would appreciate me treating you like an adult.
In a pool, recording a video.
Okay. Let's do this. And maybe we have bands to make them dance. Maybe while watching this video, why don't you make a donation to the Advocates to help homeless kids have school supplies this fall? Why don't we do that while we listen to Big Daddy Magic?
Hey, player. I'm in a swimming pool, and I just want to tell you, Josh Allen is the greatest quarterback, followed by Josh Allen, A guy's paying me $1,000 to mow his lawn, and he's not going to be back until Thursday. So I figured, what the fuck? I'm going to swim in this pool and dive in this hot tub, and I might just take a little Bacardi on the way with me. Hey, player.
Big Daddy Magic, you do you, my guy. You want to swim in that pool, and you want to have your tadpole out, you do that, man.
Your tadpole.
You do you, my guy. If some guy's paying me $1,000 to mow his lawn while he's out of town, I'm probably going in his pool as well. I just say all you have to do is make a donation. To the Advocates on Venmo. Advocates donations, $5, $100, $1 million, whatever's in your wallet and in your heart. Help homeless kids go to school with the basic necessities to get them by. Let's end bullying. Let's end kids getting picked on. Let's start a new trend of making sure that every kid has the supplies they need so that they can learn. Let's end the cycles of poverty. Let's end generational poverty. Right now, today, you can do that. Whether it's $1, $5, $100, whatever you have, I really appreciate you making a donation on Venmo. Advocates donations. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.